let me know if there's a problem. I need to go ahead and refresh this again. Okay, I'll go back live in a second. Okay, Foundry's fixed as well. All right, I'm on meeting. Yeah, we'll go for a little bit. If there's more tech problems, I'll re-diagnose, but I think it's fine for now. I'll so hold on. I'll just vamp for a second while I make sure that Foundry properly loads. See it? Okay, great, fantastic. Okay, so Liesel, it is your turn. You were using exercise on the Nightwing.
Yeah.
Aracel collapses her hands, and you see these sort of like strands of energy sort of collapse, as does the line of magic going towards Darius's soul. You see she just brings out her tridents and strides through the breach. And you see as the Nightwing sort of comes down and pierces through this bubble, as the bubble sort of like stitches itself back together. She sort of winds up the trident on the chain, throws it, sort of like lodging itself in the chest of the Nightwing and using its own momentum as it's trying to glide down towards the pole. So she drags as it slams against the floor, and you sort of feel the ground sort of shake as it strikes the floor, sort of like bringing up both dirt and dust, along with the sort of like the cracking of bones before it just sort of hits the ground in a sort of like odd way where its neck cracks and it grinds to a halt.
Aha, well struck, Aracel. But should you not be doing the spell?
I didn't want to interrupt the ritual, although I think it was the right thing. I'm gonna cast Magic Missile at this one. Second level.
If the Nightwing had entered, we would have had to stop the ritual regardless. Go ahead and cast Magic Missile.
I'm gonna roll it manually since they... 4 plus 4. Good roll, 16 damage.
Good roll.
Nice.
I'm going to move over here. Move over here. And turn.
And this sort of blast of magic shards just like sort of pelting this creature in the side as it's just sort of like going into this like full sprint. These tendrils of inky shadow on its face sort of like dripping onto the floor as it's gliding across it. Nightwing is dead.
Holy shit, 230 HP.
Yeah, that would have been the ritual.
Imagine trying to DPS check that thing.
Darius.
All right. Well, that's lovely. I'm gonna cast Shatter.
Ooh.
Because even on a fail, you still take damage to guarantee we can do takedown.
That's smart.
Let's go.
That's smart. Plus, you get this other guy caught in it. Just bonus cherry on top.
All right, 19 points.
Success from the Dark Weaver, this creature, and a fail from the Shadow.
All right, so on success, it's half damage. And then tactic token, bring down on the other one, the lizard-looking thing.
Clap, 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 clap.
Yeah, you got it. Wrenching her trident free, she sort of like blitzes over to this creature and slams down the trident, sort of like catching it where its neck should be, but you can see its sort of like body folds down forwards. Yeah, it's prone and paralyzed.
Shit.
This one. Okay.
Alrighty. Action, bonus action, or that's action, free action. Going to for bonus. Did Barnabas use the bardic inspiration? Question mark.
Haven't used it yet.
Okay, and Liesel did, correct?
Yeah, I used it.
All right, you're inspired again. Good call. And I'll
She
make
says
it.
nothing.
Paralyzed until the end of its turn.
So it can't move.
Oh.
It's
Oh.
still prone though, which
Still prone.
matters.
Okay, Queek.
It's paralyzed, right?
No.
Still
It's
prone.
Prone.
Okay. Well, Queek only does one thing, and that
Mhm,
I
mhm.
will do. So this is. No,
So
Barnabas,
crazy.
why did you leave me? I can't reach
Sorry,
them
I
all.
wanted to hit the big face thing.
That's unfortunate. That sucks. Queek can't do anything.
You can reach the other shadow here for what it's worth.
Wait. I'm gonna read this thing really quickly. That might help me. And so, does Barnabas get 40, or is that just
Barnabas gets 40.
he
Because
always
he's
gets
within
40?
5 feet of himself.
Barnabas is within 5 feet of Barnabas, yeah. Typically.
Okay. Hear me out. Wait, let me measure. What's your distance, Barnabas? That's enough. Okay. I'm gonna use this thing on my bonus action, which takes one of my attacks, and I can use it to direct one of my companions to strike. Does that work?
Forego one of your attacks. Direct one of your companions
So
to
then,
strike.
I'll attack this guy, and I'll.
But I don't
direct
get a
Barnabas.
move, do I?
I only get a move. But you can put it on
Oh.
Liesel and I can throw a javelin.
That's true.
Yeah. Are you in range to throw a javelin?
But it takes one of your attacks, so you might as well, I think, just attack this twice unless you kill it.
I mean, will he get up from prone on the next turn? Because then don't we want
On
Oh,
his
I.
turn.
Oh, you want to hit this one? Actually, don't
Yeah.
javelin me. It's because it's far and it's a disadvantage.
Well, I can't reach this one.
Oh.
You could, because we can each use a tactic token on our turns. If you want to hit it with a break defenses, that will potentially open it up for a brutal execution if I do enough damage to it on my turn.
I like that idea. Let's do that. I'll break defenses on this guy. And then I'll also just use Queek will attack this shadow. How about that? And I will position myself here.
As Queek sort of moves in to sort of like intercept the shadow, Aracel moves in tandem, sort of like in step, and sort of like drags the trident just sort of like from head to sort of tail. Let's see. 18, 15, 28. Well, dead on the first hit.
Let's
Nice,
go.
nice.
Well, you may as well use the the break defenses now for a javelin attack. Sorry, you may as well use the commander strike now, because.
Oh, can I?
Oh,
Can we do
sure,
that?
yeah.
Okay, I'm down.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll
you have
use
that
my
extra attack still.
commander's strike on Liesel, and I will direct her to go for this guy.
Okay.
And I get to roll a 1d8 that. Wait, no, never mind. Yeah, it adds the 1d8 to your.
Oh, adding a 1d8. Okay.
So I'll roll it.
This is at. Okay.
4.
Plus a 4. This is at disadvantage because it's out of my range.
Or not, it's fine.
Aracel turns
Oh,
around,
fine.
looking at this javelin that's headed straight for her head, and at the last moment just sidesteps.
That was quite unfortunate. Truly unfortunate.
Okay.
I have 5 feet of distance. I'm just gonna crawl like right here, by the way, before I end my turn.
Do not worry, Liesel. It looked very cool when you did it, and that's all that matters. And Barnabas will run forward. I mean, that was the end of your turn, right? I didn't skip anything. Am I?
Presumably,
You guys hear me?
because they end
Yeah.
up the turn.
Okay. Barnabas will run forward, and this thing's prone, right?
It is prone.
Yep.
So I'm making attacks with advantage.
Yep.
Oh my
28
God.
to hit the first strike.
I used break defenses on it.
Yes, it is vulnerable to.
That's vulnerable. Yeah.
Yeah. So 12 points of damage for the first strike, which I think should double to 24. I'm not sure.
Yep.
And then the second one. Come on, crit, 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 crit. Crit. We're still gonna put a smite into this because I want to try to get it close enough to execute it.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna put a level 2 smite onto this. Is it undead or a fiend, by the way?
It is undead, yeah.
So it gets another D8.
Hey yo.
It is an undead
Ayo.
aberration.
Yeah. All right. So no crit, but 26 points of damage from the second hit.
I need the damage type split because the slashing is doubled.
Yeah, you got it. The first D8 is the regular attack. The next ones are the 48 of smite. So 6, 7, 8, 9 plus 6 is 15. So 15 points of that was the smite.
15 points of that was
11.
the smite, so 11 was the slashing.
Correct. Is it bloodied?
Did this deduct? There we go. That does take it to bloodied, yeah.
Hell yeah. So I'm gonna use the token, the brutal execution token. Even though Barnabas is going to object to it, as Aerosol does what Aerosol's doing, and Barnabas will say, "No, I have this handled. Go back and finish the ritual."
Are you sure you want to use the token?
It's supposed to be at 25%. It's at near death, not at bloodied.
Oh, not at bloodied. I don't want to use the token then. Barnabas still says that though.
Okay. Aristo's just standing there, trident in hand, just staring at you.
If only I'd hit one of them crits, damn it.
Crit would have been huge there.
Oh.
48.
Would have been really big. All right.
It's like 40
I don't
extra damage.
think I got. I'm just seeing if there's anything, but I don't think I got any.
Be right back.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
I suppose, since we haven't done anything yet, would it be worth you guys using another bring down token just to keep it knocked down another turn?
Oh, didn't we brutal execution? So shouldn't it die?
No. It because I did
wasn't-
not brutal execution because it was
I think
only
it's worth
bloodied.
it. Yeah.
So I think we should bring it down again just to keep it on the ground for another
Yeah,
turn.
to keep. Yeah, yeah.
Like on
Okay.
your turn, right?
Yeah, that's on my turn. That's the
Yeah.
since we haven't done anything yet.
Okay. Yeah. Use it.
B,
Use it.
did you catch that?
On your turn, as in the turn that just passed, as in the turn that like you're talking about.
Yeah. Instead of using the brutal execution tactic, using the bring down.
I understand. Yeah, you can do so.
Cool.
I'm just calling out paralyzed. I've
I wish
got
I
other
had
things to do.
fireball. Yeah,
Okay.
no worries.
Wait, that's not right. Not that extra movement speed these do though. There we go. This one will make a wisdom save.
You should use the brutal execution after your first attack.
Darius, give me spiritual guardians damage. Yep.
13.
You got that. Quick and ready to go.
that? Oh, sorry, that one was shattered.
I mean, it's the same damage now.
You were
3d8?
correct. It is the same
Yeah.
damage. 3d8.
Yeah. Liesel.
Okay. Move over here. I'm gonna hit this one with my sword.
At this point, Arisel's just walking back through the portal to resume.
Oh, sorry. This is Booming Blade plus 1d8.
Arisel's so cool.
Bro.
12 damage, but it's. I'm gonna slow this one by the thing.
Maybe this is a better symbol for it.
Okay. I'm going to bonus action. Misty Step over here, using Fate Touched, my one free cast of it.
Yeah, you got it.
End turn.
This is just destroyed.
Alright.
Oh, never mind. I don't move over there. I move over here. I thought it was alive still.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. It's at the start of its turn. Its turn, not Darius's turn, right?
It's the start of.
Is it its turn?
Its turn.
Or
not
if it
Darius's
moves in.
turn.
The first
Oh,
time
yeah.
it enters,
Yeah.
the first time it's
Yeah.
in the aura, or if it starts its turn in it.
Yeah, so like if I just sidestep and come back,
Theoretically, yes.
which
right?
I'm going to do, which is what I will
Yeah,
do.
okay.
Okay, I'll just move here. Okay.
Let me see. Just quickly figure out how to be annoying with this.
Spirit Guardians.
All right, yeah. So I'm gonna dash, get those two. So that's 3d8.
It might be worth being annoying to this guy too.
Holy shit! That's almost max roll.
Hey yo.
One fail, one success.
Okay. And I use dash, so I'm coming right back.
Actually destroyed on the success
nice.
because the damage roll was so high.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
And then that guy who died because I came back and he got re-entered.
And he died.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. All right. That's action was dash, and I'm gonna save my. Okay. Bonus action. My dancing rapier. On this one. 18, and then 2 damage.
Which one? This one?
Yeah, this one. It was in 30 feet. Okay, awesome. All right, and my turn.
Hello.
Hello.
Weak shall move.
Great.
I'll take an opportunity attack here.
I mean, Queek's gonna have to wait for his turn, but
Oh, my bad.
it's
My bad.
great that I know that you're more than welcome to talk about what you want to do. See, yeah, that's right. so many fucking conditions. Okay. Now it's Queek's turn.
Queek will take that opportunity attack on this man. I'm gonna move
15.
Yeah, I'll hit him at advantage. He's still prone and such.
Still prone.
Is he still paralyzed?
No, but
But he's
still
prone.
24. Crit!
Yeah, crit!
Oh.
Here's the first one. 12.
I want to put Divine Smite into Queek's attack.
26. 38 points. Not that much.
Yeah, that takes it to near death.
Unfortunately, I could use a token to execution him.
It's actually Barnabas just taking all the last hits away from Queek this combat.
Should I give it to Barnabas here?
Well, you
or-
would have to, if you want to use a token, you would have to exercise. Like, Arisel already left and went back to do the ritual.
Oh no, it's okay.
Yeah,
Barnabas
we
got me.
probably should try to avoid using it if we can. If we can.
Yeah. It's just the Nightwing was scary.
Yeah, that Nightwing, I was like, nah, I don't know about that. Barnabas will. I really want to say something anachronistic. Barnabas is going to hit the creature again.
Wow, if you
28
were
to
a
hit.
champion fighter, that would have crit.
That's true.
That's very
That's
fair,
true.
actually.
15 damage with the first hit. Is that enough to take it down?
It does not.
It is not. Okay, then we will hit it for a second time. And damage again. 10 more damage.
Still just hanging on.
I did not steal the last hit this time. Go down, foul creature. And Barnabas will just slightly reposition and then end his turn.
At the end of that initiative turn, starting the new round, you see this sort of like the strands of light flare as there is a blast of darkness away from Darius's soul before you can just see pure light, and the strands fade. And in the same moment, all of you in the Shadowfell look up at the dome and you see something coming towards you as it hits the top of the dome, and you can see pure shadow, almost like a lance from the sky, slowly start to dissolve the bubble. There is a wave of darkness that almost like detonating a depth charge underwater as the shadow sort of reforms and floods the area. You can see that the portal behind you starts to shudder and shake. Arisel looks at it as she's standing in front of it, and Darius, you are just a few feet away from her, and you turn around and you see a look of realization. Find a way back, Darius. You've done well today. You see, she sort of unlatches a small satchel from her side and tosses it through as the portal fades away and disappears before you see now just beyond it Shadowfell. The rest of the shadows shriek and start to scatter in different directions. Barnabas and Quick, you take this opportunity as you're fighting just to finish off this Darkweaver.
Yeah.
Silence.
Finish him!
Silence enters. As there is this darkness and a barren landscape.
Are we still in combat with the rest of these shadows, or did they just like dissipate?
That's
Or
the end of... that's the end of this encounter, as
Wait,
the
she
shadows
just left
have
us here?
the shadows have departed.
Can
That's where
I,
we'll take a break.
Can I booming blade this one when it runs away?
You can. That's where we're gonna take a break.
Finish it off. Wait, can I do the roll to finish that guy off?
Yeah, you gotta get this last hit. That's
Okay.
only fair.
Okay,
After
okay.
all the last hits I stole.
29.
So close to a crit.
Spell probably doesn't hit. 13 points of damage, is that enough? Well, we'll never know.
It had 5 hit points left. 13 points
Nice.
is enough. How do you want to finish off this creature, Queek?
Just proudly. I mean, he wants to see one of these creatures go down by his own sword for once. So this one has a little more aggression in it, you know. He's putting his weight into it, stepping forward. So it's a clean cut.
That's the way, Queek. Even though you have been betrayed by your master, now pose. So that
Oh, break music.
everyone may see your quality.
Yeah. And as we go to break, we also have to say goodbye to a player.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you very much for playing at this table. I can't believe it's been over a year. That's crazy. But no, it's been a pleasure having you at this table. I'm sorry that you aren't able to continue for now, but you are of course welcome back whenever you have time or able to.
I miss you guys.
I miss you.
You know, I wasn't expecting to feel so emotional as I am actually now in this moment now that it's happening. But yeah, we've told a lot of stories together. And even though Issa did not live on, your place at this table will. Do you have anything you want to say to the table?
No, if I say something, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah,
I miss you guys though.
That's fair.
Miss you too.
Do you have anything you want to say to Mina, or I suppose Darius?
Yes. I suppose it's already in Darius's inventory.
It will be in a second as I drag it
Darius. Okay, okay. Darius, you should look in your bag, maybe.
Wait, what is this? Issa's ring binder? I'm gonna ping it so everyone else can see it too. Should I read this out loud?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah.
In her time off, Issa worked on this ring binder made up mostly of postcards, which served as a temporary spell book. In the margins of the pages, you find incomplete works of music, spellcraft, and blueprints. Looped around the top ring, a replica of her family signet. This is so sad. What the fuck? Several of the postcards have incomplete or difficult to decipher workings of magic. You can make out the following spells: Shadow Stitch, Slicing Torrent, and Sending. You gain the ability to cast one of the above spells once per long rest. When you do so, it is cast at 4th level. And then Failing Storyboard. Within the margins of some pages, you find diagrams of suspiciously familiar individuals falling from great heights along with arcane scratchings. Once per long rest, when you fall from a height of 10 feet or higher, your momentum halts at 5 feet from the ground before falling harmlessly. And then Clumsy Music Score. A strange music score made for 3 performers lines the page and follows the music that Issa, Althan, Frey, how do you even pronounce your last name?
Felsfiora.
Thank you. And Darius Barter played in the street of Crescent Harbor. The notation is clearly not standard and seems to be the best interpretation using arcane symbology. If you have the magical spirits feature, you gain 1 more. That's so sad.
Oh my god.
So he'll always remember, you know, she'll be with the party, even though I'm not here.
No.
This is really cool.
This is sad boy hours. What's going on?
It is. I'm not gonna drag it out. That is where we will take our break. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back after this. we're back. All right, I need to focus up. Before the break, the party completed the ritual, effectively cleansing Darius's soul as it snapped back to him. But in the same moment, the dome that was protecting the party was shattered. Some outside force means to keep them here. And as the portal itself closed, Aracel tossed a satchel to Darius, congratulating him on a successful ritual and bidding him to return home, however he might do so. And that's where we pick up now. Welcome to the Shadowfell.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
As the shadows that you were fighting scatter and scream and run away, some flying away, it seems like they firstly have no want to fight you anymore, and there's no purpose for them to be here anymore. They scatter. Or maybe there's something else that they're afraid of. But regardless, you are now alone in this dark expanse. You look at the sky and you see an unmoving night sky. Stars, the moons, they are non-moving, casting sort of a pale light on you and the land. What would you like to do?
Can Barnabas walk up to the portal that's presumably closed now?
Yeah.
Does it feel like it's like when where it used to be you could walk through? Does it feel like a physical thing there?
So to be clear, when on the side of the Shadowfell, there is no like physical stone like portal. It was only on one side. On the Shadowfell side, it was just sort of like a split in reality. And now that the portal is gone, your hand can pass through. It's just air.
Oh, it's just like there's nothing there.
It's just
now.
nothing. You can see a little
Okay.
bit of like, you know, where sort of like the dirt and, you know, ground has been sort of like moved a little, but otherwise no.
Well, then everyone can just watch Barnabas like confusedly walking in circles and muttering, and then occasionally like launching himself at where the portal was.
Can Darius pick up the satchel that she threw?
You can. Here you go.
Oh, perfect. I cannot click it. I lied. I can double click it.
Great. I'm glad we sorted that out.
Oh, hey, there's a cast chain dagger in here.
Oh, hey! It's like maybe that's the thing they use.
You can say, really.
Who could say, really? Well, damn. I guess this portal is really gone.
I'm gonna
Queek.
take that.
Oh, I
Yes.
see. You're looking at things. Queek,
Yes.
has your master betrayed you, or do you know a way out?
Oh, never would you betray me.
So you know where to go.
No, not at all.
Barnabas looks at Liesel, then at Darius and goes, "Is he an idiot?"
Queek looks around.
Darius kind of
Hazel
shrugs.
smiled gently at Queek.
Do we have any archers on our team?
That, I mean, in theory, Barnabas could use a bow, but that's not like the. He wants to get up and hit people in the face, for sure. Is preferred.
Does he want the corpse slayer sword?
Let me see this.
And or a shovel?
He would love the Corpse Slayer sword. That seems like a very good sword for him. Is this a long sword? It looks like a long sword. The damage looks like a long sword. I'm gonna take it.
Oh yeah, an extra 1d8 on undead.
Flash
Oh, I
powder
think
tip.
all of this is going on my other sheet.
Cool, cool. Love that.
I also love that.
Aerosol has given us rations. Perhaps you are right. We've not been betrayed.
Oh, sorry.
It's probably going to whatever sheet you have selected in the bottom left, I would surmise.
Oh.
If not, then I have no idea.
If I release a character and add the other version, will that work?
Should do. That's my guess, at least. It might not, but it would make sense to me.
Okay.
Well, confusingly, mine is tagged to Ash, but that's not where it's going. So I don't know.
I think it's the token you're using to interact with the item pile.
Oh, it may be, yeah, the
Okay.
token that you have on the board.
That's probably what it is.
I'm sending the stuff I picked up and putting it and giving it to myself.
Wow, the shovel is a +3 to hit. This is a really good shovel. What the fuck?
Dude, people, the fucking ice pirates hit Frey with that. That should hurt. I don't think it was that good of a shovel though.
I mean, for a shovel, it's really good.
I think hers was +2.
Well, so when I'm looking at it, it says damage is +2. What I guess maybe something is funny with the +3 to hit. Maybe it's adding something I'm not aware of. +1 to attack. Yeah, maybe it's +1 or +2. Cast chain.
It's a +1, but it's +2 against undead creatures. The +3 to hit is coming from, I think, the item piles, like proficiency or whatever. Like that's the total bonus. Like on you, it'll be like a +4 plus strength, +1.
We will need these rations.
Can someone who has a lot of strength hold them?
I will carry as much as I can, though at a certain point it will start to slow me down. I'm wearing the dread helm. Hold on.
Lisa will go over and also help pick up some of the rations when Darius says that.
This potion of distilled life we should also take. This is
I think
basically
I can preface.
Hmm.
Don't use that on me. That is Darius in character.
Barnabas.
Giving a heads up.
Barnabas is looking up, looking to the side. You can see he's tilting his head. He's trying to figure out why Darius thinks this, but he's not asking. Okay, I'm stumped. Why?
Just don't. You know, I'll hold on to it actually.
Very good. I have no use for this dagger or shovel, so if any of you want to take it, please feel free.
We'll go over and take the shovel.
Alright, if you guys want the rest of the potions.
I'm trying to grab as many as I can. All right. It'll take a minute, but I think I should try to attune to this weapon before we move on.
Yes, I would also like to attune to some things.
Can I look around and see if it looks like we're in immediate danger in this area? Like,
Make a perception check.
we just saw, yeah, saw a bunch of things scatter, so.
17.
It's so nice not to have a negative perception modifier.
Look around and you can see that there are some withered bits of foliage, some trees long dead and faded. But there is an uncanniness to this place. There is a sense of it being cool here, but not necessarily in temperature. And there is a sense of everything being unmoving. You look around and it's just bleak expanse, flat, in which as far as the eye can see.
Is there any indication of what it was that seemed to hit that dome?
I think that would be an Arcana check.
I have negative int.
Oh.
It
Do we
was
have a party full
it
of
was
negative int?
clearly a projection of force, but you're not sure what it was, where it came from, why it hit. But certainly, judging from the situation, there was a timing to it.
What does Darius know about the Shadowfell? He's been traveling with people very attuned to shadows for a while now. Is there anything that he would just know about this realm?
That's true, and he has also been very disengaged from his companions.
Well,
who he was
okay,
traveling
you
with.
know.
Make a history check.
13.
13. You know that the Shadowfell is what some religions and some people believe to be the space in between the land of the living, the prime material, the place where you are from, the world, and what lies beyond. This is the in-between place where souls wander.
How do we get out?
Well, we could stay put here, since this is the last place that Aerosol saw us, and eventually, perhaps Aerosol will open the portal and we can just step right back out.
I don't think that's going to work.
Weasel will
She's-
write in the air, like, is it dangerous here? Question mark.
We just saw all those creatures. Of course it's dangerous here. But if you guys remember correctly, time here moves differently than in the real world. Or in our world. She said that she was here for a year and it felt like 10 days for us.
That is true, so we may have to stay here a year.
That's only 10 days in the other world. What if it takes them a year? That's 30 plus years here. You want to stay in the same
Barnabas
spot?
is like trying
for
to add up
30
on his hands. He's actually trying to do the math to figure out, but he's clearly not quite putting it on. Yeah, so that would be a long time.
A very long. You'll be. Well, I was gonna say older than me, but that's not possible. You'll be.
I might be
withered.
older than you.
They're just gonna stop and look at him. Like.
Never mind. I realized that didn't make sense after I said it.
He's a human, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
He's about a 20-year-old human too. His voice may be sort of deep, but he's like on the younger. He's an adult, but he's on the younger side.
Yeah.
Weasel will write out, why did she leave us? And she'll kind of direct these towards Queek.
I don't think she did. I think that the portal just collapsed.
What were
By the
her
way-
last words before it closed again?
Are you asking what Aracel's last words were?
Yeah.
She said, "You've done well, Darius. Find a way back."
So comforting. That's probably the first compliment she's ever given him.
Yeah, but judging from the situation, Aracel was as shocked by the situation as you, even if she doesn't necessarily show these emotions on her face. This
Yeah.
did not appear to be part of her plan.
Okay.
Mm-mm-mm.
So we weren't betrayed.
Never.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't think we were betrayed. Barnabas is just like
Yeah.
Barnabas. By the way, Liesel, I noticed you bravely did not cast that darkness spell and hide. Good on you.
Dude, you can't call her out. She'll squirt ink again. Like now.
Why not? She did well.
Yeah, but you're giving her attention.
Yes, please speak up.
It's not ink.
Well, it reminds me of ink. It's like a squid when you get upset or scared or startled. It goes psh. It makes like a hand motion with the psh as well.
I've
This-
never seen a squid.
Neither have I, but that makes a lot of sense to me.
Okay, I think our first course of action would be to figure out how to get out of here.
Right.
Right. Oh, let me drop concentration. Can I look? How different does this plane look in comparison to like our normal world?
Make an
Like, looking
investigation
around.
check.
Did Barnabas read anything in the stories that he liked about historical figures, champions? Did he read anything about anyone that went to the Shadowfell, came back?
Cue that one up. Investigation 9. You look around and you can see very obviously that some of the larger landmarks, like the large mountains in Uerkawa, are still there. The sky is still there, the ground is still there, but there is a significant difference in the fact that there is very little, if any, life here apart from the four of you. It's
So
the
is it
same but
kinda like-
different.
So is it kind of like the structures are there, but like trees are dead essentially versus like full of life?
It seems like the very makeup of the land is similar, but everything is a lot sparser. Like, you were effectively in a forest. You were in a clearing, a
Yeah.
very big clearing, but you were in a forest. Here, there is, maybe 3 trees total that you can see within your eye line.
Okay.
And they are withered and dead. Barnabas, make a history check.
17.
17. You've read about many different heroes, both great and small. You know of a few who have accountings of going to the Shadowfell on short stints, but a great many others talk about how heroes' journeys came to an end, having traveled to the Shadowfell and never returning. From those who have returned, you know that they were going there for very specific reasons, and they all had a way out. A lot of that was in the preparation of going, knowing that the Shadowfell in and of itself is a place that almost wants to retain life, in the sense that once you pass on, because if this truly is the place where you go after death, getting out of it is very difficult, as passing over the breach is very hard. There's the reason why spells such as Revivify and sort of instantaneous magic works, is because the soul has not truly passed on, but once it has, it's much harder to reclaim.
All right. So, I have a thought. The only thing I really know about this place, the Shadowfell, is that most people who go here, who have come back, they tend to have a plan to get out. In fact, the only people I've ever read about coming here have always had a plan to get out. Since we don't have a plan, we need to go somewhere where someone might have made a plan.
Okay, so we had a plan, and something obviously happened. Can Darius try to remember what like the ritual prep was? If he ever like saw it in passing of Aerosol like prepping stuff to open the portal and whatnot.
You want to recall the
Like the general
preparation
steps.
that Aerosol made.
Yeah, to like make a portal. Or to open the portal.
Yeah. Well, you were there and watching her do it. She was basically just sort of activating the magic that already existed at that portal, and from just conversations with Aracel and your own knowledge, because I believe you made a check at the time, these portals are very few and far between, to the point where many believe that they didn't exist anymore. You went to a very out of the way, obscure location, so it didn't seem like there was anything crazy that Aracel was necessarily doing, other than the fact that she was going through the motions of activating said portal.
And do I remember the steps in which she took to activate it?
A lot of it was predicated on activating the pedestals, and there was some sort of like basic arcane sort of scriptures that she was like creating in terms of symbology. But you know that Aracel isn't an arcane spellcaster, so the fact she was able to do this as a relatively mundane individual meant that it was a somewhat easy process.
Okay.
I can think of two places. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I can think of two places where someone might have been crazy enough to come up with a plan to go in and to come out for no reason other than they would just do it. And that would be Sarist, because it's full of wizards, or Stormwatch, because it's full of crazy people.
I would argue the wizards are crazy people.
Barnabas just sort of like he shrugs and looks at you like, sure, I don't know. Anyway, I'm not sure how much this place looks like the other place, though. So to get to the same spot, equivalent spot, I'm not sure how that would work.
Yeah. And if
Also, I don't know if anyone's made a plan at either of those places to do that, so it is a bit of a long shot.
Wait, you started your speech with "I know of two places," and then you ended with "I don't know of either of those places."
Correct. That is how I
Okay.
started, and that's how I ended that plan.
Okay. Lovely. Never change, Barnabas.
Sorry, I must change. I must become better. I must better my body, and I must become the best version of myself that I can.
Okay. There's just a move. Well, I think this portal is essentially rendered useless to our knowledge. Does Darius know of any small villages or any towns in like the overworld around their area, the area that they were at?
Make a history check.
Advantage because he's from winter, Wintertide.
Didn't we come from a town on our way to?
It's abandoned.
You came from Blackspear.
Oh, right.
Yeah, which is pretty far though.
That's true.
advantage question mark because grew up in Wintertide would know
You
the
grew up in
cities.
Wintertide some 500 years ago, but certainly the landscape has changed significantly. In fact, many settlements in Morikawa doesn't even exist until the last, couple hundred years.
Ah,
Wow.
children.
11, you know that you are effectively a stone's throw away from a town of maybe 9,000, 10,000 people called Liulongguan, due east of here.
All right. There's just going to relay that information. We could attempt to go there and see if maybe other people have been trapped in the Shadowfell.
Be about 10 leagues or 40 miles from this location.
That's not the worst.
Well,
Okay.
2
That
days
sounds
travel.
easier than my plan, and therefore I like it.
Liesel, thoughts, opinions, complaints?
Oh well. That
Speak up,
Okay.
small wizard.
She'll write out. I don't think we should just wander somewhere just because we feel like it.
Then why should we wander somewhere?
She'll write. Maybe we shouldn't. Maybe I should have stayed home.
Well,
Maybe I should have stayed home. Oh no.
it's a
You
little
can't
late
do that.
to stay home, unfortunately. We could try to get you home.
She shakes her head, and then she'll write out, "Let's go to this town."
That's the spirit. No matter what you do, you'll regret it anyway, so let's go.
She kind of frowns at that.
But I had a morbid view of life.
He says it really happily, though. Like, he says it like it's the most positive thing you could say.
I think that makes it worse.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
How many rations do we have?
I forgot about Queek.
31,
I
I
am
believe.
also here.
31, I believe.
I am carrying 19 on my person. So
I'm carrying 18 on my person.
I think I'm carrying like 8 on me.
What do we do after?
well, we simply must leave before we run out of rations. Otherwise, we'll have to eat the small wizard.
We're not gonna eat the small wizard.
It was a joke.
I'm sure the magic makes them taste bad.
What?
What?
I'm sure wizards taste perfectly normal. You're confusing
If
the issue.
anything, I think you would probably taste the best because you have the most meat on your bones.
You are right. If we must resort to cannibalism, I vote we eat me. I vote we eat me, the Barnabas. At any rate, we shan't need to, because we will get out before then. Probably. Unless we don't.
I don't eat much, so
I see now that my joke was perhaps badly targeted. If you need to eat me, then I will last a long time for you, little wizard.
Just gonna start walking.
We
Do
will
you know
follow.
the direction?
No, she just chooses a direction and starts walking.
We need to go east. Wait, how do we tell direction? Is there a sun?
You look left, you look right, you look at the unmoving stars and moons in the sky. There's no normal way of figuring out the direction you need to walk in.
Tweak. How do we tell which way we're going?
I don't know.
So you haven't been here before.
No? Have you?
No. Well, I think we should just choose a direction then. Bravely walk forward in that direction. Liesl has chosen a direction. Let's follow her.
I would like to make sure we're going in the right direction.
Are there
you-
like geographical figures that
We
I
could use
can
like
see that like I know in like the overworld there are mountains here. Can I like see mountains in the skyline?
There are, yes. Go ahead and make a survival check.
Oh.
Oh, we're gonna miss having a ranger at our party.
Yeah, you note the mountains, and there certainly are ways to use landmarks from the prime material, but I'm not sure exactly how to do that here.
She'll just kind of point at the mountains.
As good a plan as any, and Barnabas starts walking towards the
Um,
mountains.
aren't just seeing where how we came from. Aren't the mountains like north?
I didn't pay attention before, so I don't know.
Hazel writes, "I'm new here."
I'm new here.
Okay.
We're all new here, I think.
I mean, I'm not.
Liesl? Can I call you Liesl? Or do you prefer Little Wizard?
What about Little Liesel?
She writes, "Any of those are fine."
Do you have opinions of your own?
She nods.
I'd love to see them one day. I would say here, but you write everything down.
She'll write down, "I like apples the most of any fruit."
I too like apples. Good choice.
Apples are they're fantastic. Well, let's get out of here so we can get an apple.
Okay.
You think we have dried apples in our rations somewhere?
Well, we'll figure that out later.
Can we start walking like just 90, like look at the mountains, I turn 90 degrees.
Start
right.
walking.
Attempt to use the mountains to walk east. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
If
certainly...
I just assume that's north and just do that.
Yeah, that is certainly what you're trying to do. But there are mountains flanking you to the left and right, and behind you. You're effectively in like sort of like a basin type like valley right now. So there is definitely the issue of complications. I would say this would be a D6 roll, and that will determine the direction you go in. I think there are 3 realistic directions you can go in with those set of instructions. If you would like to do anything else to improve your odds or make other rolls, you can, but that's currently where we're at.
I'm trying to get like out of the mountain. So if there's like a direction where there's like a lot of mountain in that way.
Is there like mayhaps a compass in the satchel, like hiding in the corner or something? Potentially.
Let's say yes, there is. I think Aerosol would have a compass. Yeah. You take out the compass, and it is you can see that the pin or the needle, I suppose, is softly rotating.
Like useless rotating, or like pointing
rotating
north?
constantly, almost like the hands of a clock.
Lovely. Yep. Don't think this is gonna work.
So we're not walking towards that mountain. We're walking this way now?
Wait, hold on. Do we take a short rest?
Would you like to?
I'm down to take a short rest. I'm down to take a short rest.
Oh, we should definitely take a short rest if we have not.
You can take a short rest.
Take a short rest.
Yes.
I
hitting
interrupted
that.
it to make sure that we weren't going to be attacked by something else immediately.
Yeah, the full hour goes by of repairing equipment, taking a breather, cracking open rations. Nothing
We find
changes.
dried apples in the rations.
Yeah, probably. But in this expanse, no change at all in the environment.
Here, Liesel, eat these apples. They will help you grow bigger and stronger.
She'll take it from him and like kind of nibble at it. She surprisingly like I think will eat a lot for how small she is, even though she said she doesn't eat much. Which will like even out to be, you know, how much like a ration would be for an adventurer a day.
All right, I think we should just pick a direction and go.
That's what I've been saying.
Alright. All right, let's pick a direction. But
Okay.
I am trying to get out of the mountains. So if there's like a direction where it's like clear, like the mountains are, it's like getting less altitude.
Yeah.
Well, you're not in the mountains currently. You are effectively like in a valley.
Like in a valley.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I'm not gonna go further up a mountain.
No, you would not be like looking at elevation, but like there are multiple ways in which it is flat and
Okay.
follow your set of instructions. So yeah,
Okay.
roll a d6.
Yeah, I'm just adding that in because I didn't specify that before in case one of the things is like going up the mountain.
Because going up a
We want to
mountain,
do that.
yeah. I would say it would be remarkably difficult to scale these mountains in the first place, as they are basically just sheer rock. 5. Okay, yeah. You walk for what you assume to be about the rest of the day. It's impossible to tell because there is no movement of a sun or any indications of time passing realistically, but you travel for about what you would in the overworld. And you get to the point where probably rest unless you want to push on.
Let's rest.
I want to try something. Can I use the Pearl of Power? I'm curious because it's per dawn. I don't know if dawn's a concept here in the Shadowfell, so I'm gonna use it now, and we'll see if it comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah, should we? I think I'm down to set up camp and not push on.
Okay. You set up camp. Time passes.
Barnabas starts doing his evening exercise routine.
The calendar does not move.
Oh.
And whether it can be called a day or not, you awaken. Same black expanse, ready to continue.
How's my Pearl of Power doing?
Did not
Barnabas
recharge.
does,
No.
Barnabas does his morning exercise routine. Does anyone want to join me? I'm gonna go run for. right.
No. I'm gonna attune to some stuff during the night,
Mm-hmm.
or however time we were vibing.
And unlike the forest where there's a way to like run and pass and a stream and places to be off, this is just a flat expanse bar the mountains. So you just see Barnabas running like a half mile off, just doing circuits very clearly.
I'll join Barnabas for a run.
Excellent. Eventually, we'll get you into full armor doing this.
Is he running in full plate?
Yeah, he is. He absolutely is.
Okay, I take off my full plate before going for a run.
There's almost a sense of echoing from the full plate as it's clanking together. It's the only sound that you can hear. There's no moving of leaves or trees or foliage. There's no crowing of birds or crickets. There's no insects, there's no nothing other than the clanking of Barnabas's armor. Morning.
Woo! That feels good, right? Right?
She like is like a little out of breath and she gives you a thumbs up.
That's called a runner's high.
She like collapses onto the ground.
Morning passes.
Your muscles will probably hurt tomorrow for that, but it's okay. They'll still work just as good or even better.
You're ready to set off once more. Do you continue in the same direction?
Yeah, is the landscape changing at all as we move?
It is changing. You are certainly making progress, and you can look back and you see the way that you came.
Okay. And this place, is it like, do we see anything like running water that might indicate direction or things like that, like as we
So far,
travel?
you have not seen any running water.
Okay. All right, we ball.
Okay, you continue. It's probably
For
half.
the day. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm just wondering, because the lack of water, if we're tracking water and rations.
You will be tracking water and rations, yes.
Okay, so for the day before, do we need to mark anything off, or were we okay for that? Or
For that night, you will deduct one ration.
Okay.
And you would have had full water skins coming in, but those water skins will be running dry at this point.
Full water skin should be 4 charges, though. Yeah.
Is it? I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's four charges, so we should have. I believe
4 days
4
worth.
days.
Yeah, it would have been 4 coming in, so.
So we're at 3 of 4 now, or we're at.
Let me check. 1 gallon of water. Why does it use? Hold on. Gallons, pints. A water
It
skin
just
can
mixes the
hold
madness, though.
4 pints of liquid. How many pints in a gallon? There are 8 pints in a gallon. Is that what you're telling me, Google? Okay, well, apparently you would need 2 water skins per day of travel, but we'll just simplify that to 1. Yeah, a character needs 1 gallon of water, which is 8 pints.
1 gallon of water? I need to drink more water. In person.
Well,
sorry.
Yeah, well,
IRL.
this is also assuming that you're like traveling, doing things on like an
Yeah.
adventuring day, which you're doing, right?
How many liters is a gallon?
It's
Gallons? Oh, okay, that's not that
4.5
much.
liters, right?
1 gallon, 3.78 liters. Oh, that's okay. A gallon's a lot smaller than I thought it was.
Yeah, there's also apparently like UK gallons and US gallons, but
Oh.
TLDR,
Yeah, there's all sorts of.
we'll just say that for the sake of me not wanting to do all these conversions, we'll say the water skin is 1 day of water.
Okay, then can we try to find water today?
You can try, yeah. Make a survival check. Well, actually, no. I'll just finish the description that I was starting.
Okay, yeah.
It's about halfway through your day of travel where you find a river flowing sort of in the direction towards you, but flowing off into the mountains. And you know that the water is moving very slowly, and it's also dark, grey. Not necessarily dirty, but it's not the color that you would expect water to be.
It's flowing like towards the mountain.
Yeah.
Does she know like if that's strange?
I think Lisa understands how physics works. Typically, it's the other
Well,
way
does
around.
she?
Maybe make an
Well,
intelligence
does she?
check.
What the?
Because she's not very intelligent.
We'll call it DC4. This is, yeah.
Okay. Not the sigh of relief. Like,
I mean, I think Barnabas is kind of a himbo, but I think he even understands that water isn't supposed to flow that way.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the whole premise is she's a wizard with 9 intelligence, right? So
fair.
consider courier change. Okay. And the water's like, it's just like that color. It's not like it looks like there's something in it.
It doesn't
it's
look
just
like
that
it's
color.
turned or tainted. It just is a different color. It's like when you have like a tinted like glass or like a container or like a you know, like those jugs that you get for like workout like gym like things, but it's like
Mhm.
grey and it's like looking at water through that tint.
Can I dip the end of a torch in it
Yeah.
and then like watch like when the water drips off, it's like still dark.
Yeah,
The
you
water
dip
droplets
you
in it.
dip the end of the torch in, and it's almost like the water itself is resisting gravity. It very slowly drips back down. There's an uncanny nature to it, but the viscousness and the liquid nature of it is still the same as normal water.
Our water skins, did the water in our water skins look normal? Or did
Yeah,
it
it looks normal.
Was it weird?
See-through, transparent.
Well, my water skin's empty, so I'm gonna fill it up with this. But I'm not gonna drink from it yet.
I mean, Barnabas will fill up his water skin and drink, and see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah, you fill up your water skins and you continue on. About
Quick question:
quick answer.
Does Barnabas feel when divine health kicks in? I'm just curious.
I would say you would note the absence of something happening, right? So like if you were like drinking like alcohol or something, you would note that like, oh, I'm not getting drunk as fast as I should, if at all, right? But you wouldn't note at the moment of drinking poison that like, ah, yes, you know, unless you knew it was poison and then it didn't die, right? Would be the confirmation.
Right. But so divine health doesn't immune him from poison, but it does make him immune to disease, which would be the concern he had. I don't know if that's correct in the Shadowfell, but that's the concern that with drinking the water, whether we need to boil it or not first, right?
Yeah.
So he just drank it to see, and my question is, would he know whether he's going to feel it if it kicks in and stops him from getting sick?
You would not note the effect of divine health, only the absence of a negative effect, right? If you knew it was coming.
Right, okay. Then he'll tell the party, I can drink this as is, but the rest of you should probably boil it first. Unless you want me to drink it and then spit it back out, or so. How would this work? He starts like trying to figure out how he could like use his body to purify the water.
I think I'd rather die. Sorry, she doesn't say that.
Imagine that slipped out though.
Are you drinking
At
the
any
water?
rate, Barnabas does,
Okay.
and recommends to the party to boil it before they drink it.
Okay.
Can
I think
can
we'll
Darius
hold
wait
off until
and like see what happens to him?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, your thirst is quenched. Feels like the water, once it enters your system, feels like drinking water. Okay. Party continues on.
Yep.
At some point, can we just take like a short rest? Like, imagine while we're traveling all the time, we'll just naturally take some rest, but like take one to boil some water.
Sure, yeah. Easy enough with the equipment that you have on you to start a fire. And as you...
Do we notice anything different with the way that fire works in this realm?
Well, I was about to describe what it looks like.
Oh.
It seems like the light is about half as small as you would expect it to be. The cinders that are flying off seem to very quickly extinguish. Very little light is made from it, almost like the shadows are pushing in on the fire itself.
So we are able to find wood, though. There's like trees or something.
Well, there's like withered and dead trees, like every
Okay,
so often
and
that
we're
you
able
find.
to burn that as
Yeah.
fuel. For
In fact, it burns
Like,
very
even better,
easily.
yeah.
Because there is next to zero moisture inside.
Got it.
How fortunate. Okay, after boiling the water, does the water look any different?
Looks exactly the same.
Well, at least it doesn't have like E. coli in it. So,
I don't know what that is.
sorry, she doesn't know what that is either. As she gets like thirsty, she'll like try to hold off as long as she can, but obviously she's gonna get thirsty and traveling, and then she'll drink from it.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps we should follow the river up so we always have a source of water.
Yeah, let's follow the river.
Or I guess
Up.
down? Which way? I guess it's up because it's flowing backwards.
Oh, oh. Sure. Let's just go that way, and he'll point. He'll just point.
Well, I think, is it up or is it down?
Well. Anyways,
While we're
let's
at it, is
go.
water wet?
Water makes things wet.
I think water itself is wet.
I disagree.
Barnabas will enthusiastically argue this with Darius as they walk.
Yeah, Liesel, you drink from your water skin and it sort of comes out in effectively like slow motion, sort of creating this like laminar flow, right? But it quenches your thirst as you expect water should. And you continue on. You follow the river. It's about 3/4 into your day of travel. And Darius, you're pretty confident this is where the town would be, based off of the maps that you've seen in the prime material. There is nothing here.
Nothing there. Is there any like remnants or like anything that would indicate that there used to be life here?
Make an investigation check.
Okay.
There is an absolute absence of anything. There are no building materials, there are no marks in the ground where like houses could have been or a settlement. But the interesting thing about this place is there is next to no dirt. It's all just sort of flat slate stone, effectively. Meaning that like you can't see any tracks. Meaning that there is no like sort of ecosystem or like mycelium network or anything like that. It's just flat and barren, blank, as is this place.
Is the
Okay.
place where the town would be more flat than the area around it, like in any way, or is it
Completely the same.
okay? So this is where the town should be, huh?
Use Darius' token.
Yeah. This is exactly where the town should be.
There's no town here.
What? Really? I had no idea.
said
These will
some kind of
helpfully
song.
these will helpfully write people build towns and settlements by rivers.
That's accurate. Mm-hmm. That's
Yeah, yeah.
correct.
But there's no town or people here. How? And like during all of our travels, we haven't run into another shadow creature.
No, not once. You've seen
And like we don't
no
see any in
other
the
movement
distance.
other than yourselves.
Oh, this is weird.
It does make my helm look very cool, though, doesn't it? Right? This looks like it belongs.
Okay. Um. Hmm. And like, how do we get out of here?
Well, I think we could still try going to where the city would be that's full of wizards, or the city full of crazy people.
Do we know by any chance where like another portal would possibly be? Like I remember you saying they're far and few between.
Yeah,
but
make a history or arcana check. The DC in this would be probably, let me think about this, 28.
oh god. Okay, I have a +10 on both.
You can guidance yourself
I can guidance myself. You're so right.
and inspire yourself.
And
That's so
inspire.
true.
And
So true.
can I help by
Bye.
You're going to finish by the end of that E syllable.
I don't think I have anything that could feasibly help here.
What kind of check is it?
I'm doing Arcana.
Arcana.
Oh,
I
like
have. Oh, go ahead.
I have a feature
Oh.
where if I don't know a piece of lore, which I feel like she wouldn't, she would know where to find that information, and maybe that can help by her like recalling this.
I have something maybe a little more reliable.
Okay.
Barnabas will see Darius thinking deeply, and he will walk over, put his hand on Darius's shoulder, and say, "I can tell you're going to come up with something really good," and cast Enhance ability to give Fox's cutting to.
Oh. Ayo. Okay.
Which will give you advantage on intelligence checks.
Yeah.
Advantage, a
I don't
D8
help.
and a D4.
This is going to be good. I know it.
35.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. Your question is, where could you potentially find another shrine like the one that you came in by?
Yes.
Well, there's a couple answers to that. In the prime material, it would be searching through old dusty tomes or talking to someone who is very old and very learned, or an institution who actively seeks and monitors these things. Maybe even the old wizard in their wizard tower having known about these random things in the world. But you are not in the prime material, you are in a different plane of reality entirely. So far, just following the rivers, and this is sort of coming to you as you are making this trek, realizing that you need to stay near places that will allow you to continue living. Basic necessities: water, eat, shelter. If there are denizens of this place, likely they aren't mortal like you. But they probably would need some type of necessity. And these shrines are significant in some way, then likely those individuals would form around them, great settlements, or at least monitor them closely and find someone you could interact with. Whether they're friendly or not, you don't know, but if you could find evidence that something or someone existed here you could probably find a shrine as well.
Also, can I, because Issa so generously left me her ring binder, and I can cast sending once per long rest.
You can once you complete the clock timer.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna have to start doing that then. Alrighty.
You will gain a spell on 4, 8, and 12.
Okay. Then never mind.
Well, for what it's worth, you have an enhanced ability. Unless I break concentration for the next hour, you got advantage on intelligence checks. So think of all the things you could think.
All the things I could think. All right, so we know that we need to stay where life is sustainable in this realm to find potential people.
Smart. That's smart.
So the best course of action would be to follow the rivers. Maybe more south. Because
That
that's
also,
warmer.
yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Small problem I just realized with my plan of the wizard town with the crazy people. They're both across an ocean.
Yep.
And I don't know how we would cross that without water.
You mean a boat?
What did I say?
You said water.
Darius, I'll give this to you because of the 35. Sort of in the same vein as like finding a place, not necessarily like organic creatures necessarily. If the population made up of shadows, then maybe they need water or some other necessity for whatever their biological makeup is. But you're noticing that the water is moving up mountains. Then where is the water coming from?
Oh. So should we follow the flow of the water to see the source?
I can see you thinking of something again.
So perhaps we should follow the flow of the water?
Up or down?
Just follow the flow. Who cares about the semantics?
I think it matters. Right.
What matters?
Following the flow of the water to figure out what the source is, like so the direction that it's flowing from.
What happens to it when it gets to its end, too? If it's going up the mountain, what's happening to all the water when it gets there?
I'm not sure. We would have to see for ourselves. But I don't particularly want to climb a mountain.
Climbing a mountain is harder than going downhill, so I agree.
Well, I mean, I again, like I said, I did climb a really, really big mountain.
Yes, which is great.
And I succeeded. And everyone else didn't.
So we should climb the mountain to show everyone how cool we are and gain the glory of reaching the summit.
Who else is here to show glory to?
Doesn't matter. I'll know I did it. And that's what matters.
You're more like you care a lot about your self-satisfaction.
I do.
Okay. Have you ever had a protein brick?
What is that?
Okay.
Is it good?
No.
Ugh, then why would I have it?
For protein, so you can get bigger muscles.
Do I look like I need more help getting muscles? And he flexes to show you how big his muscles are. His flex has a +4.
And it's just gonna be like, he's gonna shrug. I've seen bigger.
Funny, Lisa literally has more strength than him.
You've seen bigger.
I've seen bigger.
And a wry smile creeps up on his face, and he goes, "Then I have something to shoot for."
Oh my god. And then Dish is like, you can't negotiate with idiots. I thought I learned this already. Alright, are we down to follow the flow of the river?
Yeah. To survive a year, you must first survive a day.
Yeah, you have to survive a day multiple times.
Are you going against the current?
I say we go towards the current. So to find the source.
To find the source.
Is that against?
Go
Against.
upstream.
Upstream.
Yeah.
Against, yeah.
That's my vote. I can be swayed.
Right, so we're going
Yeah.
up.
We're going up.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think seeing either is potentially good information. So let's go up and see where the source of the river is.
Yeah. I'll let you know committing to this will cost you 7 rations.
I mean, we got to figure out where things are coming from and going, and if other things need liquid, then maybe we'll find some food.
I had 10 more rations in my explorer's pack I didn't unpack, so.
It's free real
There you
estate. Okay, did you commit?
Alright, yep.
Yeah.
Let's commit.
To be clear, is it 7 rations each or 7 rations?
7
total?
rations each.
Woohoo! 2, 3, 4. 4 times 7, so 20.
And you're sticking with the river, so water is not a concern on this journey.
And it's not like fish in the river or anything, right?
No, you've over this next 7 days of travel, you see nothing. No creatures, no movement, no nothing. The fact that when you first came here, you were swamped by these shadows trying to make their way into the prime material, and since then, seen a single one.
Right. This is okay. I have another thought. All those shadow things were trying to get through the portal. Maybe they're just like us. They're always trying to get out. So, if we see them, we should follow them.
Okay, well, see, we haven't seen them though.
But if we do,
If we do.
As this conversation
And,
comes,
like-
Barnabas is like relentlessly positive. It's very weird because everyone's just like on the boiling the water and we're eating dry rations and like scared we're gonna starve to death. And Barnabas is just like, it's fine.
okay. About 7 days passes as you having these random conversations. One comes to a close as you look out over what is effectively a very tall cliff face, and you look across at what should be the sea connecting the mainland to Wintertide. Your left should be the Infinite Storm off in the distance. But first of all, you don't see the storm, and second of all, you see a nearly dry basin as water is crawling up the cliff face into the rivers of Moyokawa, or at least the land that should be Moyokawa. As you look across, make a perception check. Let's say Darius, who was leading, and anyone with proficiency in perception.
Can I guidance?
You can.
Guidance. 19.
19. I would say, Liesel, you would see movement for the very first time since coming here, and it's been maybe pushing 2 weeks at this. Nothing, apart from your companions. But you see dots, lines moving far off in this very deep basin, where the seabed would be. Darius, you focus, your eyes attuned to the darkness, squinting. There are lines of humanoid shapes, but they are soft, glowing. You know this very well because you just had yours ripped from your body. They look like humanoid forms of souls. Their hands bound in chains in these long lines, being led by something. Looks like these creatures in cloaks, cloth, maybe armor, difficult to tell, but they're certainly holding lanterns and guiding these lines of souls. All walking away from you, down to where the mainland would be.
He's gonna relay this information, and like their backs are towards us.
Yeah. And they are far, far off in the distance. We're talking like, 40, 50 miles, leagues upon leagues, and very far down because they are where the seabed would be.
Do you guys see that?
There is no water here.
That Darius is gonna visibly facepalm. No, the figures in the distance.
If you're seeing things, perhaps I should try a healing spell or something. Can Barnabas see this, by the way? I just don't.
Yeah, assisted
No-
by like someone literally pointing it out to you. What's your passive perception?
Passive perception is 9.
9. I think 9 is probably enough. This is, it's like missing something, and then like, man, do you see that spider in the corner of the room? And like, no, and they like literally point it out and like guide your like eyes and face, right? And, like, no, literally look at that corner right there. Like, oh yeah.
Okay. If you're seeing things, I can maybe try some kind of. I don't have quite the spell like in the.
Take off your
restoration-
helmet and look.
Oh, those. Oh, yeah. I guess It's good to know that your eyes are still working.
Queek, have you heard of people who guide souls in the Shadowfell?
We will make a roll with their very bad intelligence. Oh, that's actually not bad at all.
You?
Is Darius the smartest one in this party?
I've read about souls going into the Shadowfell and then going beyond, but I didn't know there were creatures that guided them. Why? I guess it makes sense.
Okay.
But they're probably not shadows then, right? Probably something else.
I don't know. And also, Alex, yeah, I think Darius has the most intelligence in this party.
It's pretty
Because
wild.
he has a 16.
Pretty high. That's almost double mine.
Yeah, because I dumped everything else. Okay. I say we go after them. It's our first bit of movement.
Lisa will write, maybe they'll help us if we ask.
Well, we would have to catch up. They're pretty far away.
Nod.
Well, if we're going to try to cross the ocean, there's a small problem though. Is there water down there at all?
I think it's just solid land.
You can see some water because it's the water that's being dragged, not a lot because it's being dragged into the rivers, but there is therefore some water because it's coming from somewhere. But it's not going to be in large quantities. It's going to be sort of dribbles across the floor.
Can Barnabas taste the water that's coming up from the cliff face?
Yeah, you can. It's not salty, if that's what you're after. It's clear water.
That is what he's
Yeah.
checking. All right. So we could cross, maybe. Which means we could try to get to one of those places. You see him thinking, I think that Stormwatch is closer.
Oh.
So let's go there.
I'm. So, as you can tell, every place we've passed that would have life doesn't. So, I think we can infer that Stormwatch would also not have any life.
But didn't you say several days ago that where the portal things are, that the things would gather? Probably.
That's what you said.
That's what I said.
I'm pretty
I
sure
thought
you
you said that.
I'm
I think
pretty
you
sure.
said that.
No, I'm pretty
I'm
sure
pretty
you
sure
said
you said that. I didn't say that. You said that.
Liesel will write. I think if anyone would open a portal, it would be Stormwatch or Celeste.
Okay, or we could follow. Does it look like the figures are headed towards where Stormwatch would be?
No, it looks like they're headed south towards where the cloud plains would be.
Okay, so south towards Cloud Plain.
How many days out does it look like looking across here would it be to get to? Oh, fuck. We haven't seen anything that would like be like food, right?
No.
Do you think we can eat those things? Or those things? He points at the souls and then at the the guides. Nah, probably not, right? And just probably not.
Like, oh yeah, I guess like we should go to a place that we have enough resources to actually get to. Because like Ceres would be nice, but we probably can't make it there unless we know for sure we'll encounter food along the way.
Yeah. Has there been
Barnabas,
anything that looks edible?
Looks a little relieved and goes, "Yeah, exactly. That's exactly why I said that."
But has like anything
No, yeah, we haven't seen anything that looks like it would be food.
not like
not
slightly edible,
dead.
like a rock or something, like a particularly delicious looking rock?
I think if we're at the point where rocks start looking delicious to us, we're a little far gone.
We maybe should do the bookkeeping for those rations too.
I've been doing my
28.
own rations for now, so
Yeah, so those 7
Okay.
took out whatever
Yeah,
rations I had left.
I'll dump the 7 that. Then that's a question of, does Queek have their own rations as well on their person?
Oh, I
To take this.
don't need to eat. I just need to drink sometimes.
Well, that's the
Convenient.
21 rather than 28. That's actually good.
Cast training.
That sounds useful and very cool. Could you teach me that?
I mean, yes, probably. You would need to go through several changes to your body.
Artemis sort of shrugs. I'm changing my body all the time. He flexes.
Are you particularly attached to your stomach?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about it.
Okay.
Are you saying I'd have to lose it in order to learn this trick?
We'd have to take it out and change it. I'm not sure the entire procedure because it was done to me, but or I could try.
So we can't do it here.
No.
Oh, think
that's
about
what
it
you
while
want
we're
to hear
traveling.
from a surgeon.
Well, I mean, I could try it.
It gives me time to think about it. It's fine. See, I'm weighing it against, on one hand, very cool, don't need food. Seems like an improvement. On the other, can't eat food would be. Can you still eat food?
I can, a little bit.
I like eating a lot. You see him squinting and really thinking this. He's really thinking this over.
It seems like you like growing, and you won't be able to do that again if you do this. You'll basically stay the same as you are.
Oh, what? Well, that sounds awful.
You
This
can
is out of the
only
question,
get
then.
smaller.
I hate that. No, never mind.
It's good if you want to lose weight. Queek shrugs.
Why would you want to do that? I mean, yes, to define your muscles, you must lose weight and cut. But to just get smaller, that seems pointless.
Right now, it's helping me live.
Yeah.
So, where are they walking towards? Like, what direction?
The creatures or you?
The souls, the creatures and the souls.
Almost. Well, they're heading towards where the mainland would be. You
Like,
can
in which direction? Like,
south.
or are there just okay, like straight south? Not no like this way.
No. Pretty much like this direction.
All right. So hear me out. I do think we should go to Stormwatch, because it's closer, and therefore better. But also, if those things are edible, maybe we should follow them if they're edible.
He's a little cast. I don't think they looked that edible when Darius was a soul.
Hmm.
Unless it did look really edible.
It didn't, no.
Barnabas is just hungry. He's just looking at it like, it could be, though.
Yeah. Okay. Weighing all of our lovely options, what has the highest chance of success and or survival? Like going towards Stormwatch, following the figures.
How many days out would it be to Stormwatch from here?
I think.
Assuming we can get down the cliff, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think we do that.
I think this would be I would say an investigation check. Yeah, because the only things you could pull from history would be how long would an airship take, and certainly there aren't any of those here.
Okay, can I turn to Darius and ask, hey Darius, how long do you think it would take to get to Stormwatch?
Sure. Yeah.
Yes, and Darius will look at where he would presume Stormwatch is and see the distance and guidance and stuff.
Yeah. Make an investigation check
With guidance.
with guidance.
I'm feeling like Shart right now with this. Investigation.
Back
Has
out
a
of dialogue
29.
to restart it with a better character.
29. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10. Just shy of 2 weeks, maybe like 12 days. If everything goes like okay, and you make the descent and ascent of the from like the seabed to the land. Yeah, about around 12 days, give or take.
All right, and Darius will relay that about 12 days.
And we don't know for sure that anything is actually there.
Nope. But we don't know if anything's anywhere.
Right. Right. Yeah. Barnabas try to figure out if either of the souls or the creatures down there might be edible in some way.
Make
This is what he's
a
thinking about.
make a survival check.
Holy shit, I have proficiency in survival for some reason. 14.
Almost anything can be turned into food, even things that are unlikely, such as other people. In some desperate times, and also in some cultures, can be eaten and are nourishing. It's just taboo. Even stones, moss, can be turned into stone soup. There are some nutrients to be gained from very strange places. Certainly, that can be applied to almost anything. Whether if they have tangible forms, they could probably be eaten.
So, in the middle of this very serious discussion about how long it'll take to get the Stormwatch, Barnabas just says, I really think we could eat them.
I don't know if you can eat a soul, Barnabas.
I think
These
just
are what
because
I've-
no one has tried and succeeded doesn't mean it can't be done.
He's all right. I've heard of like monsters who can do that though. Maybe it's nutritious.
You just have to have a can-do attitude.
Okay, so do we want to go to Stormwatch or go after the figures?
The figures. I'm like, because also if we can't eat them, maybe they're really nice and we're like, hey, can we get some directions to like a cafeteria?
Yeah, yeah.
I thought you were going to say let us eat them, but that makes more sense.
Well, you want to get information out of them before you consume them, you know?
Yes, that also makes sense. And I'm not saying we have to eat them. I just think we could.
If the opportunity arose. like...
Right, you can do anything with a can-do attitude.
That's right. Well, I mean, you can't, but you could try. And that's what matters.
Yeah, and you're gonna regret it anyway, so you might as well.
Wait, are you? You can see he's like taken aback. He puts his hand on his chest in like a taken aback sort of like motion. He goes, "Wait, are you?" And he like picks up his amulet and shows it to you. Are you?
Does Darius recognize that amulet? We did. We went over this, right?
Yeah, you recognize the religion.
Yeah. No, I was mocking you from earlier.
Mocking? Why?
It's a thing in comedy. It's called a callback. I made a line. I repeated a line that you said prior.
But the thing you said. Oh, I did say that earlier. So you're not.
No,
All right then.
I try to stay away from cults.
It's not a cult. It's a way of life.
That's what all cults say.
Hmm. Look, I'm used to being misunderstood. We'll just let it go. Anyway, can-do attitude. That's what matters. We'll probably regret it anyway. Even if you said it mockingly, doesn't mean it's not true. It is true. We'll probably just regret it anyway. And I'm hungry. We should go try and talk to them at least. Maybe they have food. Can people take food into the afterlife? Can your soul take food with you?
Well, I don't think you need to eat once you're dead.
Right, so then they would just give it to us, right?
Well, they might not have on them because they don't need it. But they might have information, which is more valuable than food right now.
Okay, well, the next thing is, can we get down this cliff? Barnabas will start looking at the cliffside and seeing if there's some kind of tangible way to get down.
Yeah, you look down. Theoretically, I mean, it's not like a sheer drop. and it is climbable. The issue is that of it just being really deep. Like we're talking about like maybe up to 5 digits of feet. Yeah.
5 digits.
Yeah.
No. It's really deep.
Pushing it, maybe not exactly, but pretty close. Yeah.
How would we get down? No one here happens to have. Oh, I have Dimension Door.
How far can Dimension Door take us?
300 feet.
Don't think it'll work for 5 digits.
Well, no, like we fall until roughly 300 feet. Then cast Dimension Door.
It's not a sheer drop though. It has some slope to it. So I don't know if that'll work. But that's a really funny idea.
I'm just trying to think of things, you know?
Would it be Well, I could find a steed. And this would help by giving me a horse.
Okay,
Or a camel.
Like-
I could summon a camel.
what if we sat on a shield and we like slid down?
I'm liking
Like
it.
like surfing style, you know? Or like a sled.
Yes, I've seen a sled while I was here in the north. And then when we get close to the bottom, you would just stay on the shield and we keep going.
Well, mayhaps I was expecting you to turn down the idea because, you know, saying it out loud, it's kind of stupid. And I just really thought you would reality check me there.
I think it sounds awesome. And Barnabas takes out his shield and he's looking at it, trying to figure out how it would work. Like, how hard would it be to stay on the shield, riding it all the way down to the bottom?
Probably an investigation check. This is deduction.
Okay. Well,
12. I mean, really, how much harder could this be than sledding down a hill?
it's really just a big hill, right?
Right.
So wait, that plan potentially.
I think it's doable. Yeah. But do we have enough shields for everyone, though? Queek,
I
do you have a shield?
Yes. Well, it's more like
Okay,
a
got
buckler.
2. We have 2.
I also have a shield, and I also forgot to give myself a shield that I picked up from the Aerosol's bag. Let me give that to myself real quick.
So we all have shields.
We all do have shields.
In case, I don't know if anyone knows what a buckler is, not really a full-size shield. It's like a little plate.
It's a little guy.
It's a little guy. Right. And everyone's shield? Is everyone... So how big are the shields that you guys have?
I have a normal shield.
Mine is just a shield.
Okay, so they're normal. The same size as what Barnabas has.
And does it look extra small because, like, he's just really big?
He is really big, so it is probably small compared. But I don't think I don't think even as small as Queek is, it's not as bad as the ratio of Queek to a buckler.
And it would have been great for Barnabas and Frey to meet.
I think this is doable. Is there any reason we shouldn't do this?
Death?
Yeah. 1,000 plus foot drop.
He's like, you can see him just like wave off. He's like, that doesn't matter.
You would look really lame if you fell off your shield and
That's true.
crashed.
That's true. You would look really lame.
Yeah, if
Um,
you use terminology that he would understand, you know?
does Barnabas know which ability it would take to stay on the shield while it's going down? Like strength, constitution, dexterity, like which one it would
I think
take?
probably this would be acrobatics to maintain balance, which it would be the primary threat. Though I think there would be you could probably argue athletics as well to sort of maintain grip on the shield. So I would say probably athletics, acrobatics, athletics with a slightly higher DC.
As in, oh, okay. So you could do either, but athletics would be the harder of the two
Yeah.
to do. Got it. Mm-hmm.
And we're probably looking at a DC probably like 20, 24, 26 respectively. A failure of 5 or more would uncap the fall damage.
Right. You can see he's just like seriously contemplating this very suicidal sounding plan.
We walked like on a diagonal and just took our time. She writes out.
Does that seem possible? To just walk?
It looks like it would be difficult based off this conversation. It would probably look like a athletics constitution type check with a probably lower DC than sledding it down.
I sure would hope it's easier than riding a sled for 10,000 plus feet. Like if we go on an angle, it's like not as steep. Like mountain goats. Like we're mountain goats. Going.
All right, but it wouldn't look as cool as coming down on the shield.
Do I see any, or does Darius see any easier path down, like looking around?
Make a perception check.
Perception. How's a nat 20?
There's a staircase, right? No, I'm kidding. There's you can see places in which it's not quite as sheer, right? Where like it's almost approaching 90 degrees. You can see places where it will probably take longer because you'll need to make your way to these pockets of slightly more horizontal planed locations. But you could probably mitigate a significant amount of the risk.
All right. Darius will relay that information. So we can climb down that way.
Barnabas is saying but he's just squinting at the slope and like angling his shield and sort of
We're not
sizing
sledding.
up.
Does anyone have rope by any chance?
Lindsay will go through her sack and pull out a rope.
Okay.
50
What if
Yeah, I got 50 feet of rope too.
Okay, what if we paired off and climb down slowly through the pockets that I see that are easier?
The sledding's so cool.
No. And we tie ropes to one another, so in pairs, so if someone falls, the other person can hold their weight so they don't plunge to death.
Probably won't die, even if I fell off.
I think you
Probably not.
would.
No, probably not. Depends how you land, obviously. But
You
I
know,
think I could do it.
when it's thousands of feet, no matter what position you land in, you're gonna go splat.
But think about how cool it would look if I just made it to
You
the
know,
bottom.
I died once falling from maybe 200 feet. I feel like this is a lot.
Even if I die, it's a pretty cool way to go.
No.
Yeah,
No.
yes.
No. You see, I was picked up by a harpy, taken to the top. I called it a virgin and it dropped me.
It's no harpies here.
I'm saying in the past.
What was the estimated check for did you say to make it?
For athletics would be DC 26 on a failure of 5 or more.
26.
It will be uncapped full damage.
26. I'm gonna do a little math and
Oh
see
my
whether this is
God.
worth doing a character or not.
And so ends the
Barnabas
tale of Barnabas Soltran. Turn to a
Look,
fine
look,
paste
yeah,
in
look.
Shadowfell.
All I'm saying is, gotta hit 18. I can do. Advantage there. I'm just seeing if it's even viable to do it.
I think with the bonuses the party has on hand, it's certainly reachable, yeah.
Okay. It's close to being viable, but I don't think that it's reasonable to ask for all the party's resources to do something this stupid. So you'll see Barnabas just like slowly, his face droops. He goes, "Fine." He's really sad about this.
So about the rope and going
Yeah,
down
here's
slowly.
Here's a rope. Stupid.
Dare's just gonna turn to Lisa and be like, "Has he always been this pouty?"
She will helpfully write. I've known him for as long as you have.
All right, should we start our descent?
It's still kind of cool, right? Because it's like a really big climb. Is this bigger than that mountain you climbed?
No.
Really?
I actually have no idea. I'm just saying no to look cooler.
Yeah.
That's out of character.
Barnabas is just taking your word for it. He's not even
Yep.
doubting Darius.
No, that mountain. And also, we were climbing up, so you can't even imagine how exhausting that was. I also did it multiple times.
He starts to pick up his shield again and look back at the slope.
Put the shield down.
Fine. Fine. But only because there's not enough people to make it worth it. Souls we may or may not eat don't count.
Say let's climb. I think it's safer.
All right, let's begin the descent. Slow and steady wins the race. Who wants to be tied to who? I feel like the little people should be tied to the... No, actually, I think the big people should be tied to each other so they can pick up each other's weights if one happens to fall.
I mean, I don't know. I'm wearing, yeah, probably. Probably the people wearing full plate should be tied to people with full plate. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Probably.
So who's wearing full plate?
Barnabas.
Wait.
Are you
Sorry,
in
what
full
was that?
plate?
Yeah, Lisa's in full plate.
What is
She wears it under her cloak.
what is Queek?
Half plate.
Half? Okay, then I'll go with Queek because I'm also wearing half plate.
Okay. This will be a athletics constitution check. DC will be 19.
Can I guidance everyone?
What do you mean athletics constitution check? So it's
it would
like
be
your
an-
con modifier with athletics
Correct.
proficiency?
So normally it would be athletic strength as the default. This is athletics constitution.
Got it.
Guidance? Question mark.
You can guidance. Well, it's concentration.
Oh. Can I go last? So at least everyone else is
Um,
guidanced.
Who's
Well, it's not a check that's happening like in an instant. It's a like it's gonna take you like hours to get down.
Oh, okay.
who's got the roughest constitution in terms of like? It's probably Darius, yeah.
I have 16.
Oh, you actually have good constitution. What the fuck?
Hey, he's been alive forever, bro.
That's true.
Like,
Who? Barnabas is looking around, seeing who he thinks needs the most help getting down with this check before we start, because
Yeah,
can
probably you.
enhance ability on one person. Probably himself, you
Yeah.
think? Yeah, that's fair. Let me just see if I should do this thing or the other thing. That's 10 minutes, so we're gonna give ourselves an hour. That seems a lot better for a long climb. So, gonna cast enhance ability on himself. Pump himself up. All right, here we go.
Lisa will tie rope to Barnabas and weakened Darius.
And he also has 6 temporary hit points.
that'll help falling
Hey, you know,
thousands of feet.
every little bit counts.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Athletics, Constitution.
19.
Wow, I rolled 2 13s, so the advantage didn't actually matter. 19.
Oh, man. Let me see if there's anything I can do. Would it be applicable to like if at any point something comes loose, I like, I have like a Misty Step. I have a I have like an action surge just to like recatch my stuff, like recatch my footing or something like that.
I think I would allow you to almost like make a reaction check, addition on this check. So if you fail, you can add, I would say a +2, right? So if you miss the DC by 2, you can expend Misty Step and add a +2.
Okay. And what's the DC?
A 19, Athletics Constitution.
Oh man. All right, it's just a coin flip. I have a +8 to this.
Oh, so us hitting 19's a pass? Question mark.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm gonna Misty Step.
Yeah, and you can bring that to a 20. It is a long climb. It takes, just over an hour. There are many times in which it doesn't look like there is really any path to take, but Darius points out handholds and places where you can place your feet. And even though it's difficult and requires constant focus on the descent, you eventually make it as your feet land on the bottom to the point where you can just walk the rest of the way. You've made it without incident.
Woo! You really know your stuff, mountain climber. And you can see Barnabas is a lot happier now that we made it to the bottom because it was hard.
Who is he saying that to? Himself?
He's saying it to Darius because Darius was like pointing out the handholds and like has talked about how he's climbed bigger mountains than this.
Yes.
It's really funny. He's saying that to himself.
You really know your stuff, mountain climber. Whew! That was a good climb. I'm
Yes,
gonna catch
I-
up to you one of these days, though.
Well, good luck. You have over 700 years to try. But I guess in 700 years, it would be 700 years older, so then you would need another 700 years, and then, well, I don't think you'll ever actually catch up, but you can keep trying.
700. I mean, don't How long do elves live?
Have you ever met an elf?
uh, yes.
I probably know him. That's how long we've been around. Because I know every elf.
That's an amazing amount of elves to know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. Darius Barter, elf extraordinaire, knows every elf.
I never asked any of the elves I met questions, so this all tracks for me.
How many elves would Weasel have known?
Total over her lifespan?
Yeah.
Probably less than 10, I would say. Certainly, where she just came from, there were a couple in that institution, and then she probably met the lion's share while in Wintertide. Even though there's not that many in Moyacowan, in the sort of like larger settlements, especially Blacksby, you would have seen a couple.
Checks out.
Yeah, next time you see an elf, ask if they know me. They'll say yes.
Oh, no, I don't doubt you. In fact, I used to travel with a troop. You probably know our understudy.
Who was the understudy?
Was what was his name? Sorry, I have to come up with a name. His name was
Mark Understudy.
Mark Understudy.
Was he an elf?
Yes.
You just said you didn't know any elves.
No, I know. I've known several elves. I just didn't ask them questions about elves.
Mark Understudy?
Yes.
Yes, I knew his father.
And him, presumably.
Yes, and him.
As expected.
Yes. His father's name was Jark Understudy, right?
Wait,
Was-
can I get?
I never asked him questions, so I assume that's right.
That's why Darius remembers that you never asked.
I didn't specify, I guess. Are any of the important backstory characters I have elves?
Oh,
I
any of
didn't specify what race.
any of yours?
Wait.
I would say, out of the ones that you have listed, no, I think they would be human.
None of the named ones. Okay.
Yeah, all
Yeah,
the
none of them
names
give
would be
off
human.
elf vibes.
I think they distinctly give off human vibes, actually.
Yeah. Liz will right. I knew an elf.
Okay. I probably knew them too. What was their...
She
what was
writes,
their-
well, he was a half elf.
Oh. Ooh. You see, I know all elves, not half elves.
Why have you not gotten to know all the half elves?
Well, do you know every human?
Are you a racist?
What? Never. I love humans.
No, I mean,
I've had multiple.
I don't know
children
every
with
human
humans.
because I'm a human, but you said elves lived long enough to know every elf, but why not half elves? They seem just as elfy as elves.
Well, no, they're distinctly half elves. But no, I am not a racist. I love humans. I've had multiple children with humans.
Do you know some half elves?
Well, of course.
I'm satisfied.
Just out of the cat, that's the worst shit in the universe when a guy sees that in real life. What, you are now on the seabed of the basin. What would you like to do?
We still see the figures in the distance.
You can. There is nothing obstructing your eyesight other than the horizon.
Well, I don't suppose there's a good way to hide, so not that I would want to hide anyway. I say we just go say hello.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. And you can see multiple of these lines, and you realize coming in from your like flanks, your left and right, far off in the distance, because you have this very slight elevation as you've come down anyway. So you can probably see like 20, 40 miles without obscurity. And you can see other lines of these individuals forming up and moving all in the same direction, almost like rivers. But yeah, to chase after them will take time because they are also walking at a walking pace. So you could either intercept one that is coming in from the left or right, or catch up to the ones that are moving south already.
They are moving, but as long as everyone stays in tight formation with Barnabas,
You will naturally catch up, yeah.
yes, everyone stay close. You will go faster.
What does that
This is
mean?
true.
Yeah, it won't happen in a day, but maybe in the next couple of days you'll just catch up by going at walking pace.
Catch up over time. Are there, and there's like small bits of water, like you mentioned, like puddles and like small streams being like kind of sucked up into
Yeah.
is it enough to survive on?
It'll take some searching for, unlike the rivers, but yes, it would be enough to survive on as long as you take time out of your day to gather enough. But I will say, over this entire time that you've been looking at them and monitoring them, they have not rested, where you will need to rest. So catching up might be difficult.
Are they? So they're pretty far. Can they? Are they close enough that we would perceive them as being able to hear us?
The closest one is about 20 miles away, you would estimate.
20 miles. So that is not going to be easy for them to hear us.
No, but there's
If they have
there's more lines
conventional
coming in
ears.
from the left and right.
I could use my last second level spell slot to summon a steed, which I could use to catch up to them, but I would leave you all behind if I did that.
I don't trust you to talk to them alone.
Why not?
No reason.
I think you just want to talk to them yourself.
Sure.
It's fine. I'm okay with that.
I wasn't asking permission. Okay.
Don't worry, I'm not trying to leave you behind. This is an inclusive party.
Yes, yes. And so, like, the lines, is it like a constant stream?
Not like a constant stream. You can probably estimate there to be somewhere between like all of these lines of individuals are within the triple digit territory, but that can vary greatly. But it doesn't really exceed that.
But I mean, like, is it like consistent?
How do you mean?
So if we were to go straight, like down, eventually the ones going like enclosing in like left and right would still keep going.
Yeah,
Like even if we do take a break.
correct.
So even going straight, eventually they should like converge no matter what.
Yeah, like other groups will come in on your flanks or behind you.
Okay.
Would it be easier to get to one of those groups since they're traveling kind of towards us?
Well, certainly, because you could just stand still and they would eventually catch you.
But we could speed that process up by walking towards them,
Theoretically, yeah.
potentially. If we have to rest, chasing after those ones might not be the way to go. We could just turn and go and walk up to them over there.
So now that we're like a little closer, do they look inherently evil or scary or malicious or like we'll die if we come into contact with them?
Make an insight check.
18.
18. The way that they are moving, it's like watching like an individual with purpose, not necessarily one with malicious intent to destroy. That said, they do appear to be wielding some type of polearm or weapon along with these lanterns. and there are many of them escorting these lines of souls. The souls themselves, well, I mean, they are as violent as any soul could be.
But the ones holding like weapons, like, do they look malicious?
As far as you've seen cloaked dark figures in your life, they don't appear to be openly hostile. They certainly, if you can see them, they can see you, and they are not sprinting towards you trying to murder you.
That is true. Okay.
A good sign indeed.
Or we could try just taking a rest and then wait for them to come to us and then go from there.
Hmm. Think this is a good idea. We can also walk towards them, speed up the process. Yes.
Yeah, that's also a possibility.
Towards them, so that we can ask for help in case we're going the wrong direction.
And ask if they are edible.
Lisa will smile at that.
What do you do?
Let's go towards them. Let's just pick a stream, left or right, and then just kind of go towards them. Oh, did I get picked up? Hello?
I heard you.
Oh yeah, okay.
Which
Yeah.
one do you get a better feeling for?
I feel like they're the same.
Right, so either one will be wrong. Let's go this way.
You know, well, the saying is always go right.
Right does seem right.
Exactly. You get it.
I do. Are you sure you're not Isa?
No.
Okay. You seem to get it, but I don't understand.
Again, not into being into a cult.
It's not a cult.
Says all cult belongers.
Well, I can't help. It's not a cult. It's not a cult.
Sure. Anyway, let's go right.
We go right.
So we'll pick the right stream to start walking towards.
Okay. It doesn't take long with you walking towards a stream of marching souls and them moving towards you and generally sort of like curving south. And before long, you are at least within listening distance. In front, you see what seems to be a larger creature, face obscured. But certainly there is some weight behind it because you see the sort of like maybe 12, 13 foot tall creature, relatively like well built with this tattered cloth over it, large lantern in one hand with some type of polearm weapon on its back, sort of like flatter shoes, almost circular in shape as it is marching, and you can hear the clanking of chains. And behind that, you can hear just a cacophony of sound, voices mainly. You hear voices of all different types. A man saying, I am part of the Delphar family. You don't understand. I'm a noble. I have many friends in Strategia. You will release me from these chains. You hear other people, a man asking for his wife. She was just in the fields by herself. I need to go back. You hear bawling children crying, calling out for their parents. and among that, just the clanking of chains and manacles, and this large creature stomping on the ground rhythmically. What do you do?
Where are the voices coming from? Can we tell?
This line of sort of translucent souls in vaguely humanoid shape marching behind these creatures.
Darius, you said you wanted to be the one to speak to them. Go.
Now that we're up close, do they look like they would lock us up immediately on sight?
You're looking at this large colossus-like figure that is slowly marching towards you as you're just sort of like off to the side walking towards it, and this long line of maybe 100, 200 souls behind it, all with their hands manacled in these sort of like translucent soul-like shapes. And it seems like it has acknowledged you. It seems like it looked at you, but it doesn't seem like it has any intent to do anything other than continue marching. Just stomps,
Okay.
stomps.
Are we in favor to go talk to them?
You said you wanted to.
Well, I mean, until we saw them up close.
Well, I can talk to him.
Oh,
Liesel, did you want to
Liesel-
talk to them?
Liesel will write. It seems like those people are in distress. Maybe we can ask to help them.
well, we need help ourselves.
You there, good monster.
Oh my god.
Stomp, stomp,
Sorry, oh my god.
stomp, stomp.
Why are these people in distress? We'd like to know.
From within the blackness of underneath its hood, a voice emanates deep, cold, rumbling. Hello, mortal. These souls
Yes, I
are
am.
bound for life beyond. Your soul is not now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Stomp,
Um,
stomp.
how do we return back to the mortal realm?
How did you get here, mortal? Stomp,
We
stomp, clank.
we're like following along, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're walking and talking with this guy.
We entered through a portal. My soul got cleansed, but it closed suddenly, and we're trying to find a way back.
A shade with a holding a scythe hovers up to the group of you. Its face directly up against yours, this sort of shadowy skull, looking at you, admiring you before floating off down the line of souls. I see. That is unfortunate. Stomp, stomp.
So
It
So do
sounds like
you-
maybe you will join my caravan soon. Clank, clank.
well, ideally we could go back to the mortal realm and then come here in our own due time when naturally it happens, preferably next to a warm fire and with
Or
our
when it
bellies
happens
full.
unnaturally.
No.
You
So,
have
do
nothing
we have
to
any
fear from me, mortals. Stomp.
So, do you have an idea of how we can get back, any direction, something?
Without someone to pull you out from the other side, from whatever land you hail, stomp, clank, there is not much that can be done. Stomp.
Well, if we're stuck here, do you know of any good places to eat? And if not, are they edible? Are you edible?
We're not eating the souls.
Stomp.
To acknowledge our presence.
What's that?
Do the souls, like the humanoid souls, seem to acknowledge our presence?
It seems like they are all having conversations with, like they almost are having conversations with like these shades that are following after them, but also just like there's hysterically talking at the air. As you're with them, though, like some down the line seem to be like looking at you curiously.
Are there any other cases of mortals being in this realm?
The mortals in this realm. Well, you are the first mortals I have seen or heard in thousands of cycles. Usually they come with a purpose and they leave soon after. Stomp.
Well,
Clank.
we came with a purpose, but it was interrupted by something. And like they will explain the like what happened like right before the portal closed.
I see.
And I'd still like to know about the food thing.
In due time, mortal. Stomp. Stomp. It is not our place as the shepherds of souls to intervene with the lives of mortals. Stomp. That is why you have nothing to fear from me or us. Stomp. But it sounds like there was an intervention. Stomp. Probably by a progenitor's baron. It sounds like to me. Blank. Stomp.
What is that?
What do you mean, mortal? Stomp.
Well, you said it was like it seems like it was intervened by a progenitive bear. What was it again?
Janitor's Baron.
Progenitor's baron. Thank you.
Yes. And while you could not eat us through conventional means, Stomp, maybe you could if you were a greater shade. Stomp. Stomp. But we are a force, the universe. Stomp. As much as gravity, time, space. Stomp.
Well, if I could figure out how to eat gravity, time, or space, I might be able to figure out how to eat you. That's what you're saying?
Perhaps. Clank.
We're not gonna eat
Clank.
the shepherds.
Well, obviously not. I don't know how to eat time.
Usually it is the other way around, mortal. Stomp. Stomp.
Do you have any idea where we could go potentially? I mean, we don't want to be stuck here before our time.
I cannot tell you where to go as I cannot intervene. Stomp. This is the law. Law of
Well,
me
I mean,
and
it's-
mine. Stomp.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not really intervening if you're just helping us get back to where we belong, and then we will return when it's our time.
This is the place where you belong. This is the place all those with souls belong. Stomp.
Barnabas is trying to touch one of those souls. It's like,
Barnabas.
While this is
I
going on,
would
can Hazel, like,
advise against that mortal. Stomp.
oh, is it? Why?
Unless you wish to join them. Stomp. Stomp.
So they're not edible. Damn it.
Not
What was-
presently. Clank.
while they're like having this conversation, can Liesel like talk to one of the presumably crying children souls that you mentioned earlier?
Yeah, they're just like bawling, like, where's my mother? You see this like small human child, sort of darker, sort of like complexion, even though the body itself is sort of like bluish and transparent.
What's your name?
Bias.
I'm Liesel. What happened to you?
I lost my mother went to the farmer's market and I was just standing in the road and I saw this horse and this wagon and then I think I fell asleep or I blacked out or something and then I was here with these people. This place where am I? Who are you?
I'm an adventurer. But I think you'll be okay.
see he's just sort of being dragged along, his hands manacled, being dragged along by the line.
Should like walk to keep pace.
Yeah. Where are we going? Do you know? Are we going back? Sorry, pet. Where are we going?
I don't know, but I think you'll be okay for now. Do you know where you're from?
Where am I? Where am I? And you can see that there is, even though there was a strong memory and they were talking about an instance that just happened, you can see now that they are clearly grasping for information, almost like they've lost it, even though this should be as familiar as one's name, and you can see them actively hunting in their mind for this knowledge. I came. Where did I come from? I was in the farmer's market. The farmer's market. Fields. Meadows. Horizon.
Big town?
Town. Windmire. I'm from Windmire.
Have you heard of that place before?
Make a history check at advantage. You're from a relatively similar area.
22.
Northwest Cloud Plains. Somewhat close to the Vale, the north side of the Cloud Plains.
That's like close to where I'm from, right? Close-ish.
Ish, yeah. It's from a different region.
Okay. I'm from near there. I can let your mother know. You'll be okay.
We're on holiday. We weren't in Windmire. We're somewhere else. North.
Somewhere
Strange land,
nearby?
snow.
Wintertide.
But south.
Moyakawa?
Moyakawa. The house? The painted house?
Does Leo know about that?
History check.
8.
8. It rings a bell, but you're not sure where. But you heard it in passing when you arrived in Moyakawa, so it's probably somewhere within this region.
You're going to be okay now, Bias. I'll find your mother. I'll let her know.
Tell her to come quickly. I don't like. Looks around at the souls being sort of dragged. I don't like this place. I don't like these people. I just want to go back home.
I know. I don't like it here either, but you'll be okay.
You can see that the mind or whatever is behind the soul just always factory resets, reboots, and they just get dragged along almost like they didn't have the conversation in the first place.
Gonna go like run to catch up to the rest of my party
Yeah.
who are talking to the shepherd.
I cannot intervene, even if you think you found a loophole. Stomp, stomp. It is the rules. It is the law.
Who makes the rules?
Don't know. We have no memory. Maybe it was too long ago. Maybe it was taken from us. Clunk. Why do you feel like you need to eat? Who made that rule? Stomp.
Well, eating is fun, pleasurable, feels good. So assume Isa did.
Huh. Not familiar with this Isa. Stomp. I've heard one of the souls. Several talk of this. Stump.
It's just a cult. You don't have to worry about it.
It's not a cult.
I see. Stump.
So there's
If anything, this confirms everything then that this so-called cult, as you call us, teaches. So,
I am, as much as I can be, happy for you. Like, stump.
I mean, I think we would be overjoyed to have any sort of direction on how to get out.
I'm overjoyed that that caused you happiness. That's. You don't seem like you experience that kind of thing normally.
No. There is only one direction for mortal. That is the direction that we march. Stump. Like,
And what are you marching towards?
what lies beyond.
The
Right. So, is it like the river thing?
like the afterlife?
This is one interpretation, a crude one, immortal viewpoint. Stump. But we will join the rest of the rivers, is a nice way to put it.
So it is like the
We
river
will
thing.
march to the edge. Stump. Like,
Barnabas looks at Darius expectantly, like that should just like tell Darius exactly what Barnabas is thinking.
Darius does not understand what he's thinking.
Like the river, we followed it upstream, right?
Oh, yeah?
Well, if they're going away, they're going somewhere else, and they're coming from,
So are you
right?
saying we need... Wait. Sorry, explain yourself more clearly.
If it's like a
explain.
river,
Oh, you're talking to Barnabas.
Oh,
Barnabas
yeah.
it makes sense for him not to necessarily understand that who we're talking to, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. If it's like a river, right? Flows
Yes.
downstream into the ocean or the mountain. Doesn't matter. The way it's going is it's
Mhm.
going somewhere else. But we know where it's coming from. These are people who were alive in the prime, and you can see he's searching for the word. Like he knows that he should know what the word is for this. The prime, the Eclipsia. They're coming from Eclipsia, right?
Yes.
So we go
To the source of
way.
where they started.
right, exactly, and we just go out the in hole or whatever. And he looks at the guiding the guide for approval of his what he thinks is a brilliant idea.
Stump. Clank. Clank.
He
Oh.
doesn't talk a lot, but I think he likes my idea.
They're like waiting, like for him to say something.
Stump. Stump.
Does I know you can't confirm or deny, but does that feel possible?
Souls come in from all over the place. Sometimes I'm in the basin. Stump. Drowned
basin?
souls. In the prime material.
My material. That's the word I was looking for. Sorry, what? They just come in from all over?
Of course. Death can happen anywhere. Quick, so final. It's at least what the mortals believe. Stump.
So it's less like the head of a river and more like rain.
Yes.
But there has to be some point where it's like an opening
Everywhere is an opening. Stump. Look over there, mortal. Guides your vision across the basin. There's one right now.
Oh.
See, just forming almost like a raindrop, falling before it hits the basin. You can see what looks like an individual just sort of disorientated. You see one of these like floating reaper-like figures fly over and tie some manacles around their hands.
So is there any way to know if there's going to be a larger portal?
Portals. I don't know. Well, I do. I can't tell you.
Oh my god. You know the answer.
I do. Our law is concrete as death itself. Stump.
Okay, I know this is unrelated, but the helmet is cool, right? Like it fits.
Oh my god. So like by your logic, you cannot, help us because that ruins the flow. But would you not say us being here is ruining the flow as well?
No, you've simply hastened where your soul would eventually wind up. Stump.
And I would love to unhasten that process.
I'm sure you would. But death does not come to those who want it.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yes.
Wait, this is really fucked up.
Death is random.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So, can you tell us the mortals that you've seen come here on purpose? Can you tell us where you saw them?
Last one was the Weeping Road south of here.
The Weeping
I
Roads.
began the march from 4,000 cycles ago. Saw them
Okay.
greet us. They left. Stump. For that came one left, the rest did not. They joined my line. Stump. Clank.
Where'd they join your line?
We did. The bodies were shattered and their souls were rendered. Stump.
Oh no, but where?
Close. Midway through the long march. The edge of the world. Stump.
Can't fool me, the world is round.
It's actually an occult.
Once
A
upon
round
a
earther. Oh
time,
no.
I'm sure. Stump. Not anymore. Stump.
Well, I'd love to argue with you about it, but south, you said? That's where you spotted them?
There is only one way to go. It is our path. Clank.
Right.
Yes, and eventually when it is our time to go, we will join your path. But for now, we have to carve our own.
I wish you luck, mortal.
Ooh. When it comes time for me to carve a path, can you, I know you have to probably do the manacles thing, it's probably a rule, but can you do it like this? And he holds his hands over on top of his head so it's like he's walking in the most relaxed position possible. Like he's got no worries kind of walk. Can you manacle my hands like this?
There is no rule against it, Stump.
Not him actually taking it seriously. But speaking of sustenance and food again, is there any way we could get our hands on it in this realm?
Potentially. Oh,
What do you mean eventually?
I mean, potentially.
Oh, potentially.
Dump.
How so?
That it probably exists somewhere in the in the Nightlands.
The Nightlands. Where are the Nightlands?
First time raises his left arm very slowly. All around us, what you call the Shadowfell. Stomp. Clank.
So they are edible.
What? No, that's not what. Is that what he said? I don't think that's what he said.
Oh, he said it's all around us in the Shadowfell. I feel like that means that everything's edible.
No, I think that. I think that means the Nightlands are all around us, not the food is all around us.
Well, yeah, but he said the food is in the Nightlands.
Are you saying the whole place is food?
Well, not the whole place.
I was asking him.
I'm
Oh.
sure to
Or her,
something.
or it. Sorry, what?
Anything is fine by me. What matter?
Sorry, I didn't catch the part where you told us whether the Nightlands was all food or not.
I'm sure to something or someone. Could be.
Okay. Barnabas shrugs and looks at Darius and then at Liesel, who I'm assuming is caught up by now.
Probably only like
Yeah.
30 feet away. Like,
Okay, I do have a fucked up idea.
Oh gosh. What
No,
is it?
It won't work. It won't work.
What is it?
I had an idea and then I thought about it some more and I realized it wouldn't work.
But what is? I want to know what it is.
I was thinking about I could use my find steed spell. The problem is
And eat
I've
your
n-
steed?
I've never summoned a steed made of, fleshy body. I've only summoned something that spirit wise. Though I guess I've never summoned one in the Shadowfell. Is it worth a try, you think?
if you kill yourself, Stomp, do it near my line.
Did you just say that idea is so bad? Same as killing yourself.
You should kill yourself now.
Yeah, never mind. Like I said, it wouldn't work anyway.
Liesel will kind of chime in, and she'll write. Can you read this and hold it up like in front of the shepherd?
I can speak all languages. Stomp. Stomp. How I do not know. Know the meaning.
That was literally my next question. She's going to write. What's your name?
I am nameless, Stomp. I have no need. Mortal trinkets. Stomp.
Would you like a name? We could give you a name.
Troy, do you
Neither
want one?
here nor there.
For fun.
I feel like that means that they want a name. He looks at Darius and Liesel. What should we name? What should we name them?
He kind of looks like a Howie.
Howie, that's pretty good. Liesel, what you got?
names.
I'm not good with names. It's kind of a mouthful.
I think she was stating a sentence, not a name.
Yeah, it's a little long.
It's a good try, though. It's a good try. I think Howie's pretty good. I like that. Can we call you Howie?
It's all the same to me. Stump.
Yeah, well, maybe it is right now, but your name is now Howie, and one day it might mean something to you. Just keep it in mind.
I understand. Stump.
She'll write out, where are all these people going?
To beyond. To the beyond. Lies beyond.
What happens there?
That cannot tell a mortal. Stump.
She'll write, who makes these rules?
We don't know. I don't know. Perhaps we forgot. Memory was taken from Stump.
Well, our lead is still to cross the ocean one way or another, and I suppose we better decide whether we're going east or south.
Yes. This is a decision you need to make.
Thanks, Howie.
You are welcome. Stump.
So should we go south?
Can Barnabas try to intuit which way he thinks we are more likely to run into food or people based on the information we've gotten from Howie so far?
Oh man, this is a hell of a check. I think this would be. This is just straight vibes, man. I think I would. I think
mean,
I
if it's
would
straight
go
vibes,
for.
maybe I just needed to go with my gut. But,
Yeah,
you know.
like I don't even know. Like I think like maybe investigation, maybe insight. But the like even a success is going to be a vague answer.
No, I think if it, I get what you're saying about it being vibes, and if it's just vibes, like there's not actually enough information to properly intuit something,
Yeah.
then
There certainly will not be a concrete answer. I think the best conclusion you can come up with is one that you make yourself.
all right. Well, I really hate this idea. I don't really want to go to where Sarist is, but maybe we'll run into one of these portal things sooner than that. And the only thing I could think is that Howie said the last time he ran into someone thousands of years ago was south. And
That's our only
that
clue.
is the only thing we have other than crossing the ocean to Stormwatch would take more rations than we have.
Yes.
Well, you could make it. You just wouldn't be able to come back.
I think we'd run out before we got there.
How many
wouldn't
do you
we?
have?
On my person, I have 11.
On my person, I have 20.
Oh, you have 20?
I
Okay,
used
maybe
all
we
of
could.
mine.
Maybe we. So I'm not saying we couldn't make it, but we would run out of rations before we got there, right?
Yeah, like a
'Cause
maybe like a
20
day.
more- Yeah. Suppose there's no guarantees Either way. Is, Howie,
Yes.
are there any... how do I put it? Gathering spots where, because everything we've seen so far has been flat and then you. Are there any altars or portals or places where there's wizards or something out here?
The only convening place is when we convene on the Long March. Stomp.
And this is the Long March. We're on the Long March.
We're approaching the Long March.
So you're not at the Long March yet.
No.
How far to the Long March?
30 leagues?
That's many more than we have rations.
Mhm.
Oh no. Actually, no, it's closer to 100 leagues.
That's
Oh.
way many more than we have rations. Sick. Okay. Right, I don't think we can make it to that unless we find food first. Though it is south. And we could always eat me, I guess.
No.
I could try the horse summoning thing.
No, he literally said, if you're gonna kill yourself, do it in front of it or near him.
I could still try.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
Well, go ahead.
if we want to go to Sarist, because you think there might be mages there?
Oh, there's definitely mages there. And they're definitely irresponsible enough to open doors to places they shouldn't go. So, I mean...
Well, that's like if there's even people there.
Well, so what I was thinking with Sarist and Stormwatch is that at any given time, it's the most likely place for someone to be opening a portal to this side.
It's true, many mortals, mastery of the weave, very irresponsible.
Mm-hmm. Like that. What Howie said.
I don't know if this would work out, so it's just an idea I have. I might know somewhere with a lot of mages closer.
Where?
Oh.
She'll like point into the distance.
I think we figured out that this place largely
It's notably a
mirrors.
Where's
Go ahead.
Fluctus Vale? See?
Like here?
Okay. She'll point along the same direction to where Sarist is.
I see. Looking at a map and trying to intuit, what we think the mirroring of this place is, does that seem longer or shorter than getting to Stormwatch?
Getting to the location that Liesel was talking about?
Yeah.
Sounds like the location Liesel was talking about. I think it's pretty comparable, actually.
Well,
Usually Liesel's
Between-
location would be longer, but given there is a severe lack of ocean here, then it's actually less.
Well, either one of those is good with me. I'd rather not come out in Sarist if we could avoid it.
You hate wizards too?
And you see him noticeably pause and then say, "Yes."
I look at Liesel. Not all wizards. Oh well, you mainly use a weapon. You're fine.
But least, okay, no, I can't. I can't say that with Liesel right there. That's not right.
Hey, it's never stopped me before. All wizards are assholes.
I'm just using a weapon for now.
You're doing great, Liesel, and that's not strictly true.
Yeah,
There
when
are
you
a lot of assholes though.
when you stop when like you get rid of the weapon, then you'll like be a full-fledged asshole. But for now, you're fine.
That's not how it works.
A wizard.
Don't listen to Darius. Darius just knows too many elves.
No. All wizards are assholes. You know, there's one time I went to a wizard tower. Never do that.
I've been to a wizard tower.
Well, yeah, you're a wizard. Every tower you go into is a wizard tower.
That's kind of sweet.
What?
Ooh, to Darius, that was like super insulting, and Liesel's just like, "Aw."
Oh my god, you think
Wizard?
so?
All wizards are assholes. You think I'm a wizard?
This is
Look,
giving
regardless,
energy when Hugh was like, "You see me as a son."
I can't say I agree with you about the wizard thing, but we both have our reasons to avoid Sarist, and that's enough reason to avoid Sarist. Besides, Sarist is the farthest out of the three places we've identified as potentially being full of wizards who
thought-
might open a thing.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna go towards the Weeping Roads since that's where he said they had the last portal opening.
Where's the Weeping Roads?
It's south, but not Sarist.
How do you know
Metagame knowledge and looking at the map. Do you know what the Weeping Roads relates to in the mortal realm? What it's comparable to?
Who are you asking?
Howie.
The Weeping Rose. The Cloud Plains.
Okay. The Cloud Plains.
Okay.
That's not Sarist. Well, I mean, depending on where in the cloud. No, it's not Sarist.
What was the name of this town again, Liesel?
Oh, I didn't say it yet.
Oh. You could say it now if you would like.
Flectus Vale.
What? Has Flectus Vale?
She writes it out for you. Fluctus Vale.
Okay.
Collected many souls from this place.
Has
like
this is a
recently?
town Barnabas would be familiar with, by any chance?
It's in the same like area as where you grew up in the Winding Hills. It's a pretty big city in the Winding Hills, almost on the border of the north and south of the Winding Hills.
Does her description that it's full of mages check out in his mind?
I would say give me a history check, but the DC for you is very low, but I think that could be knowledge that you're missing.
8.
8. You know about Fluxus Vale, and you know that there is an academy for mages there, but you definitely wouldn't classify Fluxus Vale in comparison to Sarist as a place full of mages. Certainly Sarist is a place with hundreds and thousands of people who know spellcraft. Fluxus Vale would probably be in the tens of thousands.
How irresponsible do their experiments get in Flectusvale?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I mean, how many hundreds of people die in experiments underground or in whatever?
I don't know.
Okay, so
She's gonna look at Howie, who just said that he's collected a lot of souls from there.
Oh,
Like recently?
As much as
Sorry.
anywhere else. Still.
Oh,
as much as Sarist.
Much as anywhere.
I don't think I don't think Howie differentiates between places that much.
No. As you said,
if
rain.
it's underground, I wouldn't know about it.
Right, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't. Well,
It's on the way.
I hate that I'm saying this, but probably Flectusvale makes sense because at least there's multiple chances of finding something that helps us here. If we go to Stormwatch and there's nothing there, then what? We're just out of rations and shit out of luck. If we go south, we could find the immortal that came in this spot that Howie was telling us about, Weeping Roads and Flectusvale, and if none of them work out for us, we could go to Sarist.
I've always wanted to go to Surist.
And that plan sounds so stable, I just want to go to Stormwatch.
I want you to know that Darius's face when she said that, disgust.
I'm sorry, we don't have to go to Surist.
I think it makes sense that we make our way towards there. We can just make the stops along the way where it makes sense.
Lisa, it's all right. Sarist is a beautiful city. It's just full of wizards.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that upsets Darius very much because Darius is not a racist, but does not like wizards very much, it appears.
Awa. All
What?
wizards are assholes.
Yes, you said that before.
Yes.
Liesel's gonna start writing. She's gonna write, "Is there a reason why you think that? Because actually, I've met a lot of wizards, and they were pretty nice.
He's
I'm really sorry if you met a wizard that was really mean to you, but I promise they're not all like that. Actually, I know a lot of wizards growing up. They're really nice, and I think if you gave, them more of a chance, you might find that you like wizardry."
I have met thousands of wizards, and every single one of them are assholes. Period.
Cecil?
But certainly they do all have them.
Assholes?
And that's what we'll end today's session as the party resolves to find a way back home in the Shadowfell.
Oh my god.
Well, we're really in it now.
We are in it.
The fuck?
Okay, well, thank you for watching. We'll see you next week. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.
You saw